the only version of the character sheet that I had.
Probably. Why? Did it get broke?
No. It's there. It's just, it's kind of, being able to look at it while I'm not covering everything else on my screen.
Well, the only thing that I am going to put on Roll20 is simply background photos.
Okay. Well, in that case, I don't.
Almost none of what I'm going to show you is like useful information.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever actually looked at what you show on Roll20. I just look at it on the stream. Because I keep my character sheet up the whole time.
Yeah, if you want to do that, that might be good. Have the screen up.
I talk about loving when DMs go minimal with their VPTs. You got that down, Pat.
Yep. It's just a background photo. Oh, I should probably get chat up on my phone so that I can say hi to people. I'm dealing with such limited screen real estate that I have to, most of my left screen is devoted to Roll20, and my entire right screen is devoted to Discord.
I've got 3 browser windows open on my main
and
screen.
So I have this tiny little sliver that's my OBS, so I can make sure everything looks good and our mixes are good, and then my notes make up less than a fifth.
One functioning monitor right now, so
I just took a screen cap.
Didn't you have 2? What happened to?
My other monitor died.
Oh no!
It did is it would blink on and off, but it would never get a signal, and so it doesn't work anymore. Yeah, well. So this right here, this is what my
this is your life now.
This is what my monitor looks like. I'm putting it in chat. That's what it looks like, and I just kind of click between as we play.
Nice. Amateur.
Oh yeah, that sounds like fun. I've got I use the Windows auto clip, if you shove it over to the side of your monitor, it'll fill up the right side of it or whatever. All right. How y'all doing in chat? How many we got? We got a couple?
Yeah, a couple.
We got a couple. That's okay, we're early.
We always have a couple.
You're one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those problem children who sits in chat.
Problem children? No, they're not problem children. We love our mad chatters.
Encourages Discord. In more ways than one.
We need to drop the link to Discord? Is that what you're saying?
Are you saying I need to be more active in Discord? What's going on?
I say yes to both.
Oh, wait, Robert needs to be more active in Discord? The person who has the literal highest...
Yeah, by double. He's got so much XP. Okay. My camera got out of focus and I got scared. We were gonna get stuck in grease now. You good, Chandler? Great.
Yeah, I was just reading something in the meantime.
You're very focused.
21 months. Jesus.
Wow.
Really? You're 21 months subbed?
Yep.
I don't even know if I've been with Blue Box that long.
You've been with us for over a year now. It
was before Halloween in 2020. Yeah. Oh, you've got me beat.
My time hop has actually started showing me screen caps that where I post to Instagram, the old screen caps from
with my beautiful face.
Way back when, pre-beard.
I mean, I had beard. It just wasn't beard.
Beard. That's what the emphasis on the beard.
I think so. The sides are quite. They don't quite. My chin just hair. It's just what it does. So I think I'm gonna
my chin just hair.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna trim this to even it out with that and try and just slowly grow it into one full thing. I told my wife I want to get it so long that I can shape it into a bowl and eat soup right in front of my own mouth.
Oh, you're getting chocolate all over.
I think that's a great goal, Thomas. I'm proud of you.
I would put an actual bowl in it so it's not just hairy soup.
You said what you said.
You
said with hair soup. I'm sorry. This is how it has to be.
Can you go
live with what you
rinse
said?
Your sleeve off.
You made your bed.
Sink, maybe.
This is your punishment.
Oh, jeez.
Cold water. Enjoy your hair soup, you fool.
You fool.
You knave.
What kind of soup you drinking out of that beard, though? Thanks a lot. Answer the question, Tom.
Like given my choice?
Is it like a chowder? Is it like a tomato bisque?
I think it would. I think it would have to be something unchunky, right? Because chunks.
Oh, terrible.
We'll go with like a Campbell's tomato soup.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's red, right? So it wouldn't like do anything horribly
right
bad. And like if let's say I got sprayed by a skunk, it would be actually a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Why are you manipulating that into your soup eating? That seems like a really fringe niche case that like
he's eating out in the woods.
Most of my life is a niche case, if I'm being honest.
Chandler, have you tasted his cooking?
Yeah, I have.
All right, Pat. Now that I take umbrage with, I'm a very good cook. I will have you know.
I love that this hypothetical scenario involves you first getting sprayed by a skunk and then deciding to.
Okay, listen, I've got to justify my actions somehow, right? Like, if I do get sprayed by a skunk, I get really excited because I can finally do this thing I've been excited about doing, and my wife not hate me for it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, got sprayed by a skunk. I can have tomato soup. Yeah.
All right, well.
Exactly what I thought. It's like, honey, get the beard bowl. Skunk. The like chain of events here is both unique and disastrous.
All right.
How many candles he lights on the table before
Speaking
he starts.
of going out in nature and things that happen outside, why don't we go see our beautiful faces out in the wilderness? We are going to go to...
Am I too loud or too quiet?
I think we are good. Why don't people in chat tell us how we're doing? And as they do that, I'm going to switch us over to our beautiful faces. Hello. Welcome to Monster of the Week. This time on Sunday, because we just sort of cannibalized missed Blue Box streams. That's my job, and I do a good job at it. I don't want to hear anything about it. Welcome to, oh gosh, is it episode 7 of Monster of the Week?
It is episode 7.
Man, you could watch one episode a day, and it would be a week. That's my selling point.
It is Monster of the Week, after all.
Monster of the
Week.
That's
good.
Now it's good. Evelyn saved me, pulled me out of the ashes.
About 3 hours long each. That's almost a whole day.
Yeah, right? Pat's got it right on the head of the nail. We are going to really quickly introduce our players. You know what it is, though. You know where you're at. It's Blue Box. It's great. It's fun stuff. We'll start with the classic Blue Box person of all of Blue Box, other than John. It's Evelyn. She's talking to her child. We're going to skip Evelyn and go to Chandler because he was on the last LMA and is on other stuff. What do you do?
What do? I paint. I have my own stream, Mr. Grantler. I started it that way. I had something to promote during this section. And I play a lot of D&D. I'm on the Rune Lords cast on Sundays when I'm not playing Mary today. So,
who's Mary?
Mary is a Fearbolg truther that knows how things are and is unafraid to say her truth. So yeah. There's my spot. Feel free to follow Mr. Grantler.
Fantastic. And for another more facially hidden Blue Box regular, it's Robert.
Hi. I'm sorry. Were we introducing our characters too? Or?
Well, tell us who you are first and the amazing things you do.
Yeah, well, my brain is kind of mush because I just got back from vacation, but...
Jealous.
So, yeah, basically I'm pretty much everywhere, I guess. But the big thing is, Friday Night Crusades. Here in Blue Box Discord on Friday nights, we have many, many people playing. The list just keeps getting larger. I think we're up to 10 regular players now. Wow. Out of a cast of, I think, 18.
Wow.
So, if you have the desire to just... If you want to play, or you just want to watch Chaos Incarnate, I suggest joining our Discord on 8 o'clock p.m. on Friday nights, and you can see one person try to herd many cats unsuccessfully.
It is extremely casual if you're looking to just drop in for one session and never play again. Or find an amazing group and play forever. It's great. And like he said, it's every Friday. So, like, check it out. Because you're going to have a little bit of time on one Friday at some point, I guess. Then we'll go back to Evelyn. Who are you?
I'm gonna unmute myself here. Hello, everyone. I'm Evelyn. You, if you have been here on BlueBox at any point, you know who I am. I am John's partner here at BlueBoxRPG. I am the person who does all of our social media, and I am the guardian of the Discord channel. Yeah, so that's me. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TheaterEV, and I'm on Monday nights over on MatchaKiji's channel. We're playing Pathfinder 2e over there, and it's really fun. We just started a new campaign, and we are going to be in session, I think, 4 this week. So yeah, tomorrow night. That's that'd be 8:15 Central, 9:15 Eastern time over there. And then I play Raven. She's a werewolf and a halfling, and she's great.
And adorable. And Robert, we forgot. Who do you play?
I am playing Charles Chuck Durbin, mysterious stranger. Well, kind of getting to know the group a little bit. May have a little bit of magical abilities, but kind of under wraps for now.
Cool gun, though. That's for sure.
Yes, very cool gun.
All right, let's move swiftly along to Mr. Pat.
I also will unmute myself.
That would be good.
I'm Pat Draws, kind of newcomer here. This is the only game I stream on as a character. Otherwise, I'm the professional troll for the Blue Box community. You can see me in many of their streams, trolling on chat and drawing sadistic fan art for them.
Yeah, very. And it's progressively becoming, like, greater quantities of art every stream.
I actually went back the other day and tried to scroll up to some of the earlier pictures I was trying to find. I was like, oh, Lord, where are all these pictures coming from? And I realized just how many I've been drawing.
Yeah, like the stream before last, Rune Lords, you did, I think, 4 in one stream. It was kind of crazy.
Those were all Cade oriented.
They were very Cade oriented. It's
subject.
Cade is easy. He's your muse.
We actually ran out of the ability to pin any more art in the fan art channel. Like ages ago. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's too much.
It's okay. I love it.
And who are you playing?
And I play Adrian Yanov. I am a CIA agent for a covert subdivision, the DARC.
Secret. He's lying. It's the PNRDC. Pat just won't accept that he doesn't like my acronym.
No, you just won't accept that I came up with a better one, because we like to play in the dark.
Dark but spelled bad. And then, last but certainly not least, we've had her here before. She's back here again. It's Cameron.
Hello.
Who are you?
Me. I'm just doing my thing. I'm Cameron. Other than this whole game and occasionally coming on Lore Masters, I don't do much else. I'm just a regular kind of guy. Similarly, I play a regular kind of gal in this game. I play Val, just a human woman trying her best.
Just a human woman.
Similar to the character that I play in real life, a human woman trying her best. You know.
Oh God, aren't you glad you're able to escape the real world to this amazing fantasy realm I've drawn up for you?
I love fantasy. It's crazy. Takes you right out of
this gorgeous realm of Wyoming, where they've got Arby's. All right, I did it. I'm sorry. I said it so that you don't have to. Yeah. Now the air is clear, and we can begin tonight's session of Monster of the Week, which we have so lovingly titled "A Field of Sun and Death." Yellowstone.
Would you like fries with that?
I don't want fries with my Field of Sun and Death. I want death. I want your death.
Nice. Oh. I can arrange that.
We haven't had a character die yet. We might get there today.
Well, almost. Rodrigo, I can run all my luck.
All right. To the intro. Yellowstone, America's first national park, and for good reason. It's a sprawling monument to Sylvanus itself. From the tallest peak to its deepest caverns, Yellowstone roils with activity and beauty. It has seen the rise and fall and recent reintroduction of wolves, countless seismic events creating gorgeous waterfalls, geysers, and hot springs, forest fires beyond control, and diseases to the immense arboretum that is Yellowstone. But it has a secret, deep beneath its surface, that roots down within its core. Very few know of its existence, save for currently a handful of brave people who have risen above and beyond the call of duty, or for some, beyond any call at all, to protect this land that many of them call home. In the past months, a number of evils have attempted to take root here in the town of Cody, Wyoming. An elephant-sized burrowing monstrosity, cut down to size and prevented from reproducing. A ghost, who was well-intentioned, but was stopped from hurting anyone else with his dangerous house. A group of water-based elementals who were terrorizing the town, and the elemental guardian who they followed, no matter how useful his preservation was. But now, something new has slunk its way out of the darkness. Our heroes have been given aid by some allies they have made along the way, but will it be enough to help them? What is this monster truly? What does it want with Yellowstone? And who is that red-headed man Raven saw running away? Now standing on the side of Eagle Peak, halfway up its summit trail, 3 of you reside within the new van acquired by Adrian, looking out at the site of a gruesome murder, while Raven, hot on the scent of something unknown to her, looks down the valley, only to see something she was not expecting at all. A person fleeing the scene of the crime. What do you do, Raven?
Wait, first of all, you said it was an elephant-sized? I thought it was bear-sized.
They called it bear-sized, but you guys found out it was far larger than that.
Is that African elephant
or European?
European.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
All right, we're off to a great start.
All right, so she went running after that, saw the guy, and seeing that, she's going to head back towards the others so she can let them know that she saw someone fleeing the scene.
Great. As you walk back, can you roll to act under pressure?
Okay. That's act under pressure. What do I add to that again? I
believe remember. It's plus cool.
Plus cool? That'll be an 8.
Would it now?
Yes.
With an 8, you hear before it hits near you with your unnatural instincts that come along with your werewolfy abilities, a loud pop that you later intuit to be a very loud bang coming from a gun down the way, and right next to you in a tree, shatters of wood scatter about, and you look down the mountain just quickly one more time to see the man with red hair just ducking behind a tree, and then all of the cops that were around you instantly swivel and turn toward where he was, start shouting, radios start going off, and they are sprinting down to where that man was.
I can't remember. Had I wolfed out at the
You did,
okay.
just to pull your ears out. Okay. And I imagine nose to be able to smell.
And then ran off.
Yes. What are you doing in response to them kind of turning in your direction?
She's just going to kind of growl at the fact that the bullet was very close to her, and continue running as fast as possible back to the others.
Okay.
So she can let them know what's going on.
I don't believe that the cops are all that worried about you right now. If they were to see anything, they'd probably just shove it off. And it's about this time that the 3 of you, Chuck, Adrian, and Mary, in the car at the satellite phone that is installed in your van in the center console, hear a loud ringing of a phone call coming over it. And on the caller ID, you see the name Valerie appear.
Wow. So the ring answered the phone. Mary, you're sitting right there.
I didn't know I was allowed to answer the phone in your car. You told me I could mess with the machine. All right, fine, whatever. Hello.
Oh, hey, Mary. I was expecting that this would go
be.
through to Adrian, but could be.
Could be.
Mary, stop playing.
Hello. Yeah, how can I help you?
Does this thing have like video call? Oh, right.
I don't know actually.
You give me
Okay.
the phone. Hang on.
Oh, here, Adrian wants to talk with you. Shoot, I'm sorry. I didn't know if I was supposed to say your name or not. I don't know how secret some of this stuff is. Take it.
Valerie, hang on a second. And I go to the side of the phone and I switch it, and a screen comes on the console.
Val like has her
We go to
phone.
video.
Val has her phone kind of like up under her face a little bit, like as though she's concealing
like
something.
a grandma, I know, yeah. Lovely
Almost,
monster.
it's deeply intentional. She's like, hey, so I was going for like my little daily walk, and I met a friend, and things are bad, and I don't know if you guys are like busy or what, or like if Mary, what are you doing? No, besides the point. So
I smack Mary in the back of the head.
Val kind of like
Okay,
swivels
now
off
I-
camera.
Now they know that I'm with you.
They already know you're with
You
me.
already picked up the phone.
I didn't say my name. It could have been anybody with a nasally voice.
I logged you in when I showed you the machine guns. Shut up. Anyway, go on. What is wrong with your friend, and where are you?
Well, I'm at the museum. Hartman, is it cool if I like show my friends what's going on with your whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope this isn't too gross. And then I just kind of like pan the camera, and there's like a guy with like just a terrible chest wound.
You, Pat, you recognize this man as Harmon Riviera. This is the man who showed up in your dossier that you were faxed in your car. He is lying on the ground, sort of lightly clutching at his side, and in sort of the center of his stomach area appears to be a small hole that has bubbled up, quite red and inflamed, and around it his veins appear to be quite yellow. And he's just sort of clutching his side, and he says, hi. And he's like in his 60s. This dude's got bright white hair. He looks disheveled and dirty.
Are you Harmon Riviera?
You know my name?
65, homeless.
I don't think I've spoken to you around town before.
It's okay. You've had this injury for a few days, have you not?
Yeah. Doc said I was good yesterday. I don't know what's going on. He just stands up really confidently, and he's like, I just need to walk it off.
Oh, no.
You
I like kind of like.
Can you describe what caused this injury to you?
I was telling your little, I'm guessing this is your friend here. She's beautiful. Hey, Valerie.
Yeah, she's very...
I'm like helping him stand, like just like right next to him, and I'm like, hey.
Yeah, there's cars driving by.
Yeah.
He does have a cardboard sign, like he does this
for food.
Yeah, and he says it was like a scorpion. We see him around sometimes, but this one, boy, let me tell you, it was like a. He just sort of puts his arms really wide. It's like I think it was about like that.
It had 4 arms, leg-like
as many legs as a scorpion's got. I don't know. Is it scorpion or scorpion?
I like scorpion.
I like scorpion.
It depends on.
I don't like scorpions. I want to amend my statement. I don't like scorpions.
Hate them.
In the south, they're scorpions. Up here in the north, they're scorpions.
Okay, great. Well, it was a scorpion then. It stung me.
Pronunciation figured out.
Okay. Valerie, where exactly are you?
I'm just hanging it near the museum.
By the Bill statue?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. just have him relax and lay down. We'll try to get to you as quickly as possible. We're not that far away.
I will be here. I'll go see if I've got like medical tape.
Okay, if not, I have some in my vehicle when we get there.
I guess we're gonna have Evelyn be the only one to roll dice. Evelyn, can you roll plus what is it? Sharp?
I was just getting ready to ask or tell Valerie that we were waiting for Raven to come back from her walk in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a 7?
7, a mixed success. You remember something about reading up on Faerun stings, and that potentially the thing they might inject might be more than just poison. And
we discussed this before last week, the eggs, right?
Yeah, you arrive in as you're hearing the end of this conversation. That's when you're getting to the van, and yes, actually, as Adrian says that, you remember that they do also sometimes inject eggs to reproduce into their prey.
Okay, but she's back in the van now.
Yes,
right?
she is now back in the van with you.
Okay.
I think you muted, Evelyn.
So,
I was gonna say, it's like, I don't understand this dance routine thing.
So I followed the strange smells that were coming out there, and
okay. Before she gets into her thing, I'm going to tell everybody to buckle up. She can brief us as we head back to the park ranger. We have to pick up Val and our missing homeless person. So,
great.
Since all the cops seem to have run down the hill, I figure it's our best time to vamoose.
Great.
Without question. So,
it's going to take you about an hour to get back to Cody from where you're at.
Yeah.
Just so everyone is aware. Over that time, Val, Harmon tries to get up and walk away 16 times, forgetting that you are there 8 of those times. Do you attempt to keep him?
100%.
Okay.
I think every time I'm like, hey, we're still hanging out. You're not going anywhere. We're vibing. This is a thing.
Does Valerie have any whiskey?
Roll plus charm for me. Take +1 because he's really sociable anyways.
I also have a +3 to charm right now, so that's 7, 8, 9. That's a 10.
Great, a complete success. Yes, every single time he gets up, you are able to sit him back down, get him in a more comfortable position. 4 cars stop by, and he makes $20 in the hour that you're sitting there.
I think like
how?
Val would like pop the trunk of her car and just kind of like take like, again, I just imagine as a person who has been a like young 20-something, there's just like all kinds of like cushions and blankets, but just makes a nice seat for him, and is just kind of like asking him about like bits and pieces of his life as much as he would be willing to share, to kind of like try to keep it off of like the pain that he's probably in.
Do you want to probe him at all for knowledge as to what might have happened?
No probing.
Seems like he's been through enough. But I think would ask like, how scary was it?
It was, I mean, it just sort of came up, gave me that good pop, and I passed right out.
You weren't here when that happened, were you?
No. I was up, oh god, what? I was in Yellowstone hiking. Where was I hiking at?
Just while we have a pause really quickly, we just had a raid.
Hey!
No, thank you for the raid, /key, yes.
Woo!
We just had a raid.
Thank you guys. Welcome. We are talking to an old crazy man who's homeless. He sort of he trails off for a bit, and then eventually, like, further down the conversation, he's like, it was Eagle Peak, that's what it was? Or no, yeah. I was trying to, well, I try to challenge myself every so often. 60-year-old man's got to keep himself in shape.
And he's not homeless, he's vagrant or nomadic.
I'm actually
I think like
68 years old. Looking good, right?
You, my guy.
And he just sort of flexes, and he looks like he's made of sticks on his arms, but his legs are actually, he looks quite fit for on his legs. He walks around a lot, but maybe the only thing he carries are his clothes.
I think I'm just like, hey, queen, yes. Like, just very, like
calm down,
goofy,
calm
neutral,
down.
like, compliments. But, you know, I think as he's kind of, like, going off on these tangents, I think Val is just very, like, patient with that and very, like, hey, yeah. Like, at no point is like, okay, let's speed this up. Like, doesn't check her watch. Like, she's like, I know they're coming. We'll just hang here.
Great. Yeah. You guys eventually show up in town. You make your way to the statue of Buffalo Bill outside of the museum. And at this point in the day, it is nearing noon, because you guys left pretty early in the morning, kind of right after breakfast to go to this trail. And when you make it back into Cody, it's about noon, maybe lunchtime or so.
I roll for dealing with the agency because I'm hour drive. I'm going to try to find out as much as I can about this Ferrum thing if they know, and what to do about the wound. Is there a way to like cleanse the wounds?
Yeah, I think this would be a great opportunity to roll for dealing with the agency. And actually, Robert, why don't you also roll plus sharp for me? And I will tell you what happens as you do so. Is anyone else wanting to do anything for that drive?
I am wanting to use my connect the dots.
Oh yeah, because you have a couple questions, right?
I can always just save them, but I at least want to roll for it.
I think you already rolled, and you rolled a complete success on it, if I remember.
Yeah, I had, I think, one more question, but I used the last one to figure out that there may be some connection between the murders and the survivors.
Mm-hmm. And Chandler, just so I'm aware, that ability doesn't say at the start of a session, it says at the start of a mystery, right?
Okay, great. Beginning of each mystery. Okay,
yes,
yeah.
So you wouldn't roll it again because we haven't completed this mystery yet? So we'll stick with what you have. Robert, what did you roll?
Got off to a good start. That's a 12 total.
Oh, wow. Okay. With a 12, I will give you more information than what is in the book that you were handed. Because it is a big book. Like, I know that I only gave you sort of a scattering of info. You are aware that anti-magic fields prevent Ferrum from hatching. So at the very least, you can stop what is going on inside of Harmon with an anti-magic field, which Raven knows how to cast, assuming she can do so correctly. And Pat, with the incredible roll that you've made, assuming you don't have any minuses to dealing with your agency.
Oh, it's a 0.
Okay. You are told that there are certain local decoctions that can be made. There are lots of different myths and rumors related to it, but Yellowstone specifically had a lot of ancient Ferrum activity long ago, according to lore that has been found, and you are aware that... give me 1 second. Let me find roseroot and basil oil fed to a person affected by this can effectively kill
the person?
hatchlings inside of a person that is potentially being affected by one of these.
And where exactly would I find basil?
That's a good question.
Root oil.
It's a very good question. You know of a person's house who has a magical laboratory.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And you might have
the problem is, do we have time to get there though?
We'll
That's
see.
Like 3 hours away.
So after an hour, Harmon over that hour progressively complains more and more about the pain that he is feeling, but you keep talking him out of thinking about it, which, you know, keeps his mind off of it, but you do... He puts his shirt down after a while, so you're not able to kind of keep eyes on it. Do you occasionally check on his wounds when he complains, or do you just sort of chat him down and keep going?
I think, like, Val, in the way that any human person would be like, you want, like, an ibuprofen about it? Like, do you want to, like, I got some. Like,
no, great.
And it's like a big, like, Costco-sized bottle. And
I love
like,
it.
I don't know much about medicine, but, like, sure, I'll look at it if you need me to.
Sweet.
But I think wouldn't have much of an idea of, like, like, if it looks worse, then I guess I would try to be like, pressure?
Yeah.
No.
He doesn't lift up his shirt again, and since you don't go out of your way, you don't know how he is progressing. But he does take ibuprofen happily. He will take 4 tablets.
Are they in the van with us now?
At this point, you guys have arrived when you guys have kind of done this little bit of research that you were doing. Chandler, you had a question though, correct?
No. I just, that was the connect the dots was the only one. I'll use my question later.
Okay, great. All right. So you guys, yes, you arrive, and you see Val sat on a bench next to her parked car with this man just sort of sprawled out in the trunk, laying with some blankets over him and like a pillow behind his neck. Looks way too comfortable. And there is a cardboard sign that says, been homeless for 6+ years, anything helps.
Okay. I walk up.
I think I like am staring at this car that's like getting closer to me, and I'm like,
yeah,
be worried about this. Like I haven't seen it yet.
It looks like a giant or mail postal utility truck. You know, not like a delivery truck, but the larger ones.
Nothing that you, Pat, would know anything about.
No.
No.
Well, actually, it's probably about the same size as a UPS truck as well. Maybe a little larger.
Oh, cool. All right. You see that pull up. What do you guys do?
I hop out and start walking over toward Val. Looking at the guy, and it's like, is he well enough to travel? Because we may have to go back into town to help him, and it's going to be a little while.
Did you say he was asleep, Thomas?
Yes. At this point, he has kind of passed out.
Chuck.
Okay.
I give him like a little tap. Give him like a little tap on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, dude, we gotta get a move on. You good?"
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me I'm not
Take
good.
it easy.
He gets up and then instantly doubles over onto the ground. Okay, all right. Doing less good than I thought I was, but I'm Harmon Revere. I'm good for everything. Let's go.
Adrian helps pick him up and starts heading him toward the van, and he tells Valerie, you may want to grab whatever you need out of your vehicle. I don't know how soon we can come back to it.
When he coughs, Adrian, just yellow and red blood comes out of his mouth onto the ground.
Oh, that's new.
If you have a mop in there, too, that would be great.
Do I have a mop in my car?
There's no way you have a mop. Well, wait, you have Oops, don't you? So you don't have a mop? You have one of those Swiffer dusters.
Yeah.
Keep your dashboard clean.
In kind of grabbing, like, I think I, like, look at my trunk, one, embarrassed that people have to keep seeing me like this, but I just, like, grab a big armful of things that could be helpful, and so I would use Oops then for that.
Yeah, you find your Swiffer that's been buried under there for probably about a year at this point.
For sure. Hey, cool.
Are you guys putting... Oh, go on, Chandler.
Into the van.
Val, did you ever manage to replace that golf club that got a little damaged? I'm really sorry about that. I don't know your game.
Dude, you're good. I know. I was excited to see where that makeshift firework was gonna go anyway. I was there with you. I know. Yeah. And I will bring 2 golf clubs on either side.
Yeah, I mean, you have an entire golf bag in your trunk as well, full of clubs.
Yeah, I got some tees. You know, I got all the stuff I need. I'll grab that. I'll grab,
Confirmed Val is a tease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just grab a lot of random crap. Are you guys... So you're all getting in the van together. You're not taking Val's car.
Everybody... No.
Okay. All right, you hop in. Are you headed to...
We're going to explain to Chuck that we're going to head over to Edgar's house and see if we can find some supplies we need to possibly help heal or cure this person's malady.
Chuck takes a look at the wound. You said it was yellow there was yellow and red blood.
That came out of his mouth, yes, but you can see, as you lift his shirt, Val, the wound has festered horribly over the time you've been there, and it looks like a little bit of just... It is starting to open a little bit. Things are starting to get worse. It looks almost necrotic on certain bits of it. And his veins that were a little bit yellow around the site of it have spread to below his pant line and around to his back.
Chuck starts mumbling, "This isn't good. This isn't good." We're going to continue to 19.
He just sort of sways his head and he goes, "What you mean, buddy? I'm pretty as a peach."
You're fine. Just
Valerie,
Chuck, it's all okay. We've got this.
In one of those compartments below the satellite monitors, you should be able to find a nice, healthy first aid kit in case you need to help clean the wounds. Take whatever you need.
Don't worry, I'll help out.
Thank you. And he passes out.
I need you up here to help me navigate.
He just passes right out. Just face hits the ground. It's really bad. He hits his head pretty hard when he hits the ground.
Yeah, Chuck looks down at him, looks up at Adrian, says, unless that first aid kit comes with an anti-magic field, it's not going to make much of a difference.
Well, I was thinking more of the actual physical part of his wound, not the whatever's going on inside of him. He's losing blood.
Are you guys doing this while driving, or are you...
we're driving.
I imagine I was like, if not, Val would be like, let's get on the road.
I said as soon as we get him in the van. I said as soon as we get him in the van, we needed to go.
Great. So you guys make your way over to Edgar's house. It's about a 15-minute drive from the museum. Throughout that time, he does wake back up.
I thought town was 3 hours away from the...
No, you guys are in town. You guys went to the museum, which is in Cody.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And you might be thinking of Old Faithful was 3 hours from town.
Yeah,
but you guys were only at a trail that was about an hour outside of town. And so you make your way about 15-minute drive to Edgar's, and you see his beautiful little home that he has. It's in a nice little neighborhood, unassuming. And you Chuck, I imagine you go up to the front door, unlock it with the keys that you have.
Yes.
Okay. And you lead him... It's actually... His magical laboratory is downstairs in the second basement that he has. He has a two-story basement because, of course. And you make your way down.
Since I don't know what this stuff would actually look like, I tell Chuck that this is what I was told would help to kill whatever's inside of him. The
rose root and basil oil. How are you guys transporting him? You have 2 stories that you need to get him down. Are you planning on walking him down?
No, Chuck's in the van. We're leaving him in the van.
Okay, great.
We're just going to go grab what we need and then treat him in the van and see.
Cool.
I don't think that would look very suspicious at all. People dragging a body into a house of an empty person.
Who is going into the home and who is doing what?
I would, because since I know how to cast the anti-magic field, I would know what I would need to actually use to have.
Yeah, let me actually... did I tell you what you need?
No, you didn't, but we discussed it.
You need iron powder and silver powder.
Oh, somebody's got to handle the silver. I don't want that hearing.
I'm so excited for the fact that you're the only one who really casts spells, and it has the one thing we set up for your character as a weakness.
I've got latex gloves in the van. Can't you?
Yeah, I could probably use it. Just you have to not inhale it or anything, because that would be really bad.
Shoot it through her heart.
Yeah, that would be super bad. So let's not do that.
And then who's going inside?
Adrian's, after telling Chuck what the 2 ingredients he was told he's going to stay and help protect and help Val out, whatever he needs to do, just in case Armin gets a little active.
I imagine Adrian probably would like Mary to stay close rather than wander off into somebody else's house, because Mary's gonna try and walk out of the van to go into the house.
Mary, I would prefer you stay with us just in case he gets a little rambunctious. An extra pair of hands to hold him in place would be better. That, and you're a little on the large size. And
I think I've seen Alien, and I think I know how this goes. So, also I have my light bulb, that can help.
You say, "I've seen Alien," and as you say that, you look down and see his chest royal.
Yeah. Oh, playful time.
I think Val's like.
Does Val leave to go with Raven to grab ingredients?
I think Val would be like pretty invested in the like betterment of this person and like staying with them and knowing that she hears like magical laboratory and is like, that's not me.
Chuck, you know the house and you need to unlock it anyways. I imagine it's you and Raven going.
Yeah, Chuck makes a beeline for the lab and immediately makes his way over to where the various vials are stored, frantically looking at labels and. I wish he had told me where he put everything.
Raven, are you assisting in that? Then the two of you, I need you to roll Act Under Pressure.
And while they're acting under pressure, I'm going to tell Mary, I'm going to give you a slight favor.
Great. Sounds good.
Take your camera.
Oh, okay.
Just keep it trained on him in case something does happen. We have evidence of what happened. So...
Finally, you're using me for my best skills.
And Adrian, Pat, can you roll your? I know that you have a medical skill. Can you roll that for me?
Oh, yeah.
Can I help him out? I'm like wetting like a washcloth or like a bandana that I keep and just kind of like resting it over his like eyes. One, to just prevent him in case he wakes up from seeing what's happening. And two, to just kind of like cool down the forehead.
We will see how he rolls because there's a move called Help Out, which only ever adds +1. So if he's on that cusp of success or failure, you can assist him in overcoming that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of help.
All right,
Chuck was better at identifying the problem than figuring out.
I rolled a 6.
Great.
Sure.
Beautiful.
So Robert and Evelyn, what did you guys roll?
Evelyn, I think you're muted.
Yeah, you are muted, Evelyn, but I think I saw the... 4! Okay, great.
I'm feeling better because Chuck rolled a 6.
Oh, good.
Great. Nothing's labeled. Why is nothing labeled?
You both
8,
fail.
by the way.
You both fail. Please, both of you mark experience for me.
Yep.
But what's really, really, really good about both of you failing and no one else knowing that you're failing is 10 minutes go by of you guys not finding these ingredients. It's starting to get concerning for you. And then at one point or another, Evelyn, you do find silver powder, and you really quickly, in your haste, go and slam it down on the table next to you, and the glass shatters, and silver powder gets all over your hand, and the skin on your hand just instantly wilts down and, like, looks like it's, like, drained of moisture, and you just scream out in pain as a sizzling burn you hear comes off of Raven's hand.
And careful cantrip just raided with 30 people.
Hey, my gosh! Wow! 2 raids! 1! 2!
1 raider!
I'm assuming that Raven.
Do I take harm?
You take 2 harm.
Alright, so since I just taken harm, I'm going to use my unquenchable vitality and try to heal myself.
You freaking nerd.
But by the way, so acting poorly under pressure, and hearing Raven, call out from the pain, I'm assuming he does probably the wrong thing and tries to figure out the best way to react to this and does a little bit of prestidigitation to try to clean it off.
Sweet. It's a cantrip, but I'm still gonna have you roll to use magic.
Okay.
And I got a 7 on my unquenchable vitality, so I healed 1 harm.
Great. So you're still hurting a little bit, but
using magic is what, my plus weird?
Yes, it's plus weird.
Well, that went a lot better. 13.
Okay, great. You successfully, you are a distance away from Yellowstone. And you've been able to cast small magics without direct connections to, high amounts of latent magic before. And you very easily, you sort of trace your fingers up your gun and point your hand over at Raven, and instantly all of the silver powder that is coating your hand and feels like needles piercing into your skin just disappears off and lands perfectly on the table. Yes. What was that, Chandler?
Oh, I when you get a chance, during their time away, I have a roll that I want to make.
Okay, great. So Adrian, yes.
I rolled a 9 to help out.
Oh, so that actually does bring him to a 7, which is a mixed success. You both start applying pressure to this wound as it is slowly starting to get necrotic and open up, and both of you take 1 harm from the poison that is seeping out of it, as you have to place your hands over his open wound. But he is, for the time being, stabilized. That is not going to last very long at all. And then Chandler,
how many times am I allowed to roll my medical?
That's it. This is the roll. That's how good you did.
What I want to roll for is knowing that the time is passing by and seeing them kind of like struggling to keep this person together. I'm going to rifle around in my bag and use "it's a trap" to try and fashion some kind of because I've seen Alien, I know how this works. Something where if I start to see an eruption, I can put it over the wound where it's about to pop out.
Remember the cavern. Remember the cavern.
You want to trap it. You want to make you want to make us like a spider catch jar. Is what you
want a big plastic cup.
Yeah, you want a very big plastic cup. How does that move work?
I roll, and it's a sharpen on let me see here. On a hit, you capture something. On a 10+, you can choose one of these extra effects.
Okay, we will say that you have the ability to make what you want, but we'll have you roll in the event that something escapes.
Okay.
Or you could use your luck to make sure it doesn't.
That's
we'll
true.
see.
I don't have to do that until I roll, is the thing.
And
I've got my bug jar.
As a reminder, Robert, you do have luck that you can spend to instantly get 12s. I know that you've only played this game once, so friendly reminder on that.
Yeah,
it takes you...
use your luck very often, because once it's out, it's out.
So it's been about 15 minutes at this point, and you guys still haven't found what you're looking for until finally you come upon iron powder, Raven. And then 2 more minutes later, you find rose root and basil oil sitting right next to each other on a shelf that you looked over 6 times.
It's always the last place we go looking for it.
And you could swear they weren't there. You don't know why. You thought it said bay leaf oil, and you're like, dang it. And you grab what you need, and about 20 minutes after you guys headed back into the house, you make your way back up to the van with the what you need for it. And Harmon is looking...
Get ready for this horror scene.
Very, very bad. Evelyn... Roll plus sharp to find gloves in his house.
I have gloves in the van.
We'll see if you do.
Explain.
And I rolled an 8.
I know what's in there.
You rolled an 8. You find those like really bad plastic like school lunch gloves, yeah. That you could look at incorrectly and would just rip in half. That is what you find.
Beautiful.
I coat in that cornstarch so I feel so bad.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's the worst. Oh.
And you
the
make
color
your way.
matches your eyes.
What do you guys do when you arrive?
I think Val's putting pressure on the thing, and it's like, oh, it's about. We've just been waiting. It's cool. We got a handle. But also, I don't know. Could you guys do the thing that you're gonna do? And is fully sweating, covered in poison that I imagine has eroded some skin back on the fingertips.
I'm just holding him down as best I can.
I've got
Mary's taking video like it's having a baby.
Yeah.
What did he do with his trap thing? What happened with that?
Oh no,
it's ready to go.
It's right. I got a jar in one hand.
Oh, it's if something pops out, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Robert, when you open the doors to the van, you look in and you see on his feet, his veins are yellow, and you look to see his chest rise way more than it should from a breath and fall again as the two on top of him are attempting to hold that down, whatever is going on in there.
Raven, now would be a really, really good time. Is there a mechanic for him being able to, like, guide Raven as to, since he was able to identify what was necessary?
Mm-hmm. I will also say, you are a spell slinger by class. Raven is not the only one who has to cast this spell. She could easily teach you how to cast it.
Now would not be a good time to be learning.
But, yes.
Observing, yes. Learning.
The effective mechanic is the help out move. So if Evelyn does not so hot, you can potentially help out to raise that back up. First, I'm going to have Raven roll to act under pressure. When she has to take silver powder out of this, you put it in like a Ziploc bag, and it's like when you're afraid of like when you're afraid of spiders and you know you have to go kill the one that's in your house, but you're not gonna go do that at all. Like that fear, that physical body fear that just makes you not want to go do it, but your brain is telling you have to do it, starts to take over. And I need you to roll to act under pressure, Evelyn, to see if you can overcome your body's natural reaction against silver.
Should I scratch her behind her ears to help calm her down?
I'm not Wolfie right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I changed back already.
And you rolled a...
And this is act under pressure, so that would be a 10.
Hey, a complete success. You trust in these gloves that you just found 5 seconds ago, and stick them over your hands, sweaty as they could possibly be. So it's hard to get them on. You do the to try and pull the glove over your hand, and just slightly pour a pinch of silver dust into one hand, and then you reach your hand out over for Chuck to pour iron powder into the other. And now, I sent in the Discord the words that you need to say. All that you know you have to do is take both of these and slam them together, splaying your fingers out as you speak the magic words.
Alright.
Let's see.
Yes. So take it and do the Contra Magio Aggro!
Roll to use magic.
And that's weird, right? Plus weird?
Plus weird.
Should I be playing the Benny Hill theme song while all this is going on?
I got so much Sailor Moon energy off
It is
line read.
You're right.
It's very like Moon Prism power, and now
Oh,
just imagine a transformation that's like...
That would be an 11.
Wow! Okay. Instantly, your gun, Chuck, your natural connection to it that you feel, breaks. And Adrian, that trident on your hip turns into a massive trident and stabs itself into the floor of your van. And anything else that you guys had on you that was magical, I think that was it, ceases to function. And you feel the thing in Harmon's chest under the weight of your hands. Val, you feel this thing stop moving. It's just done.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Could I, it stopped moving. Did I feel any sort of, breathing or, any other signs of life from it? And now that it's kind of stilled, would I, I think I would put, one hand to the heart and then, the other one where I, last felt that movement.
Sure. Why don't you...
See if, I could tell if it's dead or not?
Okay. Roll plus sharp, I think, is what makes sense.
My question is, does Val's magical love of nature also die?
Got an 11.
Wow, you guys are hot. In both ways. I'm just kidding. You...
Wow.
With that 11, you don't know if you ever felt this thing have a heartbeat. Because this thing is so alien and weird to you that it you're not sure. But what you did feel this thing doing was whatever the outside of this creature was, it had a skin that shuddered, like it like rippled along its length as you felt it moving in Harmon's chest, shoving his organs to the side, and as you put your hands on it, you still feel those ripples, but they are quiet. They are much, much shallower. It's as if this thing is in some sort of stasis. Still alive, but very much quieter and calmer than it was. And the room in this van just... It is silent. Everything is quiet.
So Chuck knew to use the anti-magic shield to stop it. Did he happen to know what to do next?
Adrian did tell you that a decoction has to be made of the rose root and basil oil and must be, you think, fed to him? But Harmon is very, very unconscious. So...
Couldn't we just pour it in the wound?
You could try that. There's a couple things I think you could try. But you have the rose root and basil oil, Rob.
Well, no, so. Chuck has it. I didn't go inside.
No, yeah. Chuck has it.
Chuck hands it to Adrian.
No. All I have is information. You're the one has experience with these things, and I hand him the message I got from the agency saying that this is what you need and how to do it, right?
Yeah.
Chuck's like, well, wait, is this a magical thing that he needs to be doing? Because I'm gonna have a little bit of a performance issue right now.
I'm pretty sure it's natural. It's like a herbal remedy.
Yes. Oh. As far as you're aware, it's just something you gotta mix.
Homeopathic. You just need to mix it and apply it. But
yeah. Yeah, this is nature's dewormer.
It's
right.
It's a ivermectin.
It's a suppository. Oh, no.
Oh gosh, no.
You said there were other methods.
I mean, Chuck. If you aren't feeling comfortable, I could give it a hand. I have some experience with herbs.
Val gives me a look and is like, yeah. And then goes back to kind of just making sure that tak's still cool.
I mean, we want to make sure that we don't overdose them or anything on whatever's in there.
Yeah, Chuck takes a look at Mary and says, I think I'll figure it out. And
okay, you were lost, buddy.
You said he's passed out, so...
Yeah. You are able to mix this stuff. I'm not going to make you roll for it. There's no problem.
I was going to say, did we bring anything to mix it in? Because I know we grabbed the stuff.
Well, you have the two different bottles that they're in. I imagine that you take one and just pour it into the other. Shake it up.
Shake it up. Goes over to his body and starts slapping him to see if you can wake him up a bit.
My suggestion would be try to see if you can pour some in the wound and see if that does anything. Rather than trying to choke him.
Yeah, you slap him a couple times, and he does not appear to be waking up anytime soon.
All right, well, plan B. And he goes over to the wound and is very careful not to pour too much. Just want to get a few drops, just make sure
what happens.
That he gets some of it to see what happens.
Okay, the moment the first drop hits, the area that it touches that was yellow and necrotic seems to instantaneously breathe life back into it. It seems like whatever this mixture is anti whatever this thing puts out. And it starts to, you see it start to seep down into his skin and start to spread a little bit, and it maybe spreads about 1 inch, 2 inches in a radius around where you put one drop down. And I mean like a drop, like bitters in a cocktail.
We knew there was a spot where the thing was really showing, correct?
Yes.
And have you got a knife?
Yes. I pull out my butterfly knife.
I hand him my big knife.
Everyone pulls out 6 knives.
That's
we
not
all
a knife.
have knives.
Okay. We're gonna have a talk about this, but not right now. Takes whatever knife he figures would be best for making, a small incision.
Yep, and Val's got her
where-
hands around the area where this thing obviously is sitting.
Makes a, basically makes an incision right where it is.
Okay.
As best you can tell, and squeezes it open a bit and pours right in.
So as you make this incision, Val, you see beneath the surface, not far under his skin, what looks to be a yellowy surface covered in what look like dragonfly wings that run down the length of this thing, and they look like they're made of like a metallic something. I mean, they're very what is the stone that is very opalescent as it sits there underneath the surface, and this yellowy green leathery skin sits underneath those wings. And as he pours this mixture on top of it, you hear a mild hissing sound and just a breath escaping from this hole that you've cut in his body as those wings shrivel up into papery crumbles, and this thing just starts to slowly wither down to a small little, I don't know, like thumb drive sized thing that you get the feeling with some tweezers or something you could reach in and pull out of his body. And as that starts to happen, you see the veins around his chest starting to get more and more red. Blood starts to flow back into them correctly.
Adrian goes to the back of his van and grabs a pair of needle nose pliers and a empty sample jar, evidence jar.
Fantastic.
And brings it up then.
And I imagine...
Is there any way you can pull that thing out for me?
Can try. And he takes needle nose pliers and very carefully tries to grab it.
Great. When you put the pliers in, and like Operation, the moment you touch this man's flesh, he goes, "Ah! Oh, God! Ah!"
He's got the bandana over his eyes right now, so thankfully...
Screams up in pain, and then instantly passes out again from the shock, because no anesthetics were given to this guy, and he is looking a lot better now, but suddenly a lot worse, as the cold metal of these pliers rips this thing out of his chest, and you have this windsock looking nearly the size of what are the snacks that you put on your fingers?
Bugles?
Bugles.
Yes.
That's not what I was picturing.
And you have it in these pliers, and it wiggles around a little bit before stopping and sitting there with these tiny little 4 arms that barely have any fingers coming off of them, coming from the front of it. It is grayed and dead.
He puts it in the evidence jar, the evidence file.
Adrian
hands it
puts
to
the lid
Adrian.
back on, put it on real tight, and he goes back and he locks it in a safe in the back of the van.
Now we could use that first aid kit.
Hey,
We
grab it.
put some alcohol on him. Nobody even disinfected the area before they started cutting into him.
Hey! He took 4 ibuprofen. He's fine.
That
That's
doesn't
all I learned.
That doesn't teach you green disinfection.
Raven's
How do you know that?
What do you mean how do I know? The internet exists. You have no excuse for being ignorant on anything.
Chuck looks over at Mary and says, I could have used this information 2 minutes ago.
Well, I just assumed you guys didn't listen to me. So now I gotta play a game where I gotta guess if you want to listen to me or not.
It's called Battlefield Triage. We had to do what we had to do. We can clean the wound now. Now that the infection is gone, we can heal the wound properly.
Pat, why don't you roll with your medicine skill that you have?
Okay, so that was great.
Meanwhile, Chuck says, damn it, Mary, I'm a wizard, not a surgeon.
I'm an agent, not a doctor. Damn it, Jim.
Val would also kind of like pat Chuck on the back and be like, nice work, Magic Cowboy Man. That was dope.
Magic Cowboy Man.
Okay. And she was like, I don't think we've even met yet. And like puts her hand out that's like covered still kind of in like poison and goo and is like, I'm Val.
As Adrian is getting down and
blood
wrapping this
splatter
guy
on
up.
his hands. He's like, I'm Chuck. Nice to meet you, Val.
You rolled a 10. That means you can stabilize him, so you...
He gets 2 health back.
Do you stabilize and gain 2 health back, or you pick one or the other?
Yep.
Wow, that's a good ability. So you patch him up. You put some stitches in the wound that was created, and you put some cold compresses over the inflamed scorpion sting wound, and you do see on this tiny thing that you pulled out a nice long stinger at the end of it, and its mouth is lined with razor sharp teeth. No matter how small it is, you can still make out these details. What are you guys doing next?
We're gonna need more of that herbal tea, because if we run into the big thing, maybe it'll help.
The information I got was not for the big one. It was only how to get rid of the tiny one.
I mean, I hear you, but you would think that it would work on a larger scale, wouldn't you?
I'm sure once the adult matures, its physiology changes.
And what if we get stuck with the tiny ones?
I will miss you all.
Very like, oh no.
No.
Raven. The van is getting a little tight, so you take a step out for a second, and your keen hearing, even without your wolf ears up, perk up for a moment, and you hear nearby. You guys passed by a police station on your way to this neighborhood. It's rather close to the outside of it, and you hear a young woman shout, "He didn't do it! He's the wrong suspect!" And then you hear, "The guy! The Yellowstone! The what? The dude!"
Yeah, that dude.
You know, the guy.
Raven's actually. Can she tell kind of what direction this is coming from?
Yeah, from the entrance to the neighborhood. You know, it's only maybe about 100, 200 feet down the road.
She's going to walk in that direction to see if she can see kind of what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, you come around a neighboring house, and you see 2 cops who have a scrawny young half-orc woman with a bob of hair and 2 small tusks dragging her out of the police station and setting her down on the ground as she sort of like fidgets, and she's like, it wasn't him. And they just go, "Oh, whatever. Crazy woman." And they just walk back inside.
Raven's gonna go up to her.
Was it who?
She just, when you get kind of close, like, instinctively kind of gets scared, looks up at you. Because she's on the ground. They just sort of set her down.
At least she doesn't have to look up very far.
No. Wasn't him. Wasn't the person who they think it was.
In the park?
She gives you a knowing look when you say "in the park." What do you mean in the park?
Oh, nothing.
What do you know? Can you help?
Are you alright?
Just Andy.
You seem to... Here, something wrong with your head?
Roll plus sharp for me.
Okay.
He doesn't mean your claws.
Rawr. You don't have any supernatural abilities to read people, right?
I only have a natural appeal, which that's for manipulating somebody.
Great.
Though. So that would be an 8.
With an 8, you get the feeling that she wants to answer your question, but isn't.
I'll be right back, by the way.
Okay. You're good.
I mean, if something happened to you, I might be able to help you.
Help! I like that word. I need to go. I'm supposed to be meeting someone here in town. I thought I'd try something. It was stupid.
Try what?
Thought I'd try and help. Guess I'm not the right one to do it.
Well, I have a lot of friends, and we've been helping solve some strange things going on in town, so maybe we could help you.
No! And she just starts to walk down the street back toward the center of town.
That's unusual.
And she looks back at you as she does and just kind of gives you a little nod.
Raven's actually going to, really quickly, as she sees that, she's going to pull out her phone, because she has her phone.
Great.
And she's going to, she probably, I imagine, knows the phone number for the van.
Yeah, there's a satellite number that you all have.
Yeah, I get a lot of calls in there now that I have one.
We're just constantly texting it. Like, LOL, how are you today?
It's a group chat.
Wiki face emoji, you know.
Lots of memes.
Yeah. So Raven's going to then she's gonna just send a quick text to the van. Be like, hey, something really weird going on. Found a half orc lady. She seems to be doing something strange. Like she can't answer when she wants to, but she can kind of. It's weird. I'm gonna see what's going on. And I'm heading this way. And she kind of mentions that she just walked past the police station and everything.
Great. The text is read aloud by a really annoying AI voice.
Hello, everyone. This is from Raven.
Text from Raven.
Raven.
This person down the street.
Yeah.
Please help.
Very bad. You guys are now aware of what's going on with Raven. What do you do? Herman is recovering.
We gotta go question them. They could know something. Isn't that reward enough?
Mary, can you go follow her for right now? And as soon as we make sure this man is stable, we will come and pick you guys up.
I would be happy to. But don't poke and prod him anymore. He's been through enough. He doesn't need any of you government types.
We are not aliens. We do not probe. Go.
Okay, I got my eye on you. I walk out.
I'd rather you keep your eye on Raven.
All right, you make your way out of the van, and it's not terribly difficult for you to catch up to Raven, especially because you're so tall. Raven is very fast, but only when she wants to be. Right now, she's being sneaky.
Mary's running down the street in Birkenstocks, just plodding. Just running.
Why do I get to picture Raven looks a lot like Scooby-Doo sneaking in the woods?
Yeah, very much. You guys see in front of you a very tan-skinned, mildly greenish half-orc woman who has, she's wearing, like, hiking clothes. Looks like she had been out in the wood. She's got hiking boots on, some shorts that are, cargo shorts that look like the pockets have been filled with some, various things, maybe a power bar or something. And she's got on a tank top as she is walking down the street. It is a little bit chilly today, but in the heat of the sun, on the flat top cooker that is Wyoming, it is warming up a bit. And you guys follow her for a ways until you see her turn down Main Street, and she is heading down toward down that main road, and she starts to look around. It looks like she's looking at street corners, specifically. Like, when she gets to a street intersection, she stops and looks around every building at the corner that she can, and then continues her way on.
Okay. I'm wanting to use one of my holds now.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Is this person connected to the current events more than they have been saying?
100%.
Yeah, beautiful.
You can just catch a whiff on the air that tells you yes. Something is up with her.
I've got the super sniffer. I can figure it out.
Nice reference.
Wonderful, Raven. We need to
find... Raven had the super sniffer.
Different types, of course. Okay. We need to make sure we can get her somewhere where she's on her own, and then we can ask her some questions. And she'll be willing to answer our questions because of the implication.
Oh,
Chandler.
She did try to answer my questions before, but something seems to be prohibiting her from being able to do that.
Well,
it might be a spell of some sort, or a curse, I suppose.
There might be. We're gonna figure this out. But who knows? Maybe their behaviors can tell us more than their words.
Yes, that's why I started following her. Because she seemed to want help.
You say...
It does make a lot of sense, Raven.
You say behavior as you hear her down the road shout, Harmon? Mr. Riviera? And she looks down an alleyway and kind of gives a look and then turns down it between two buildings.
Interesting. Well, we know where he is. Keep following her.
What would she want to do with Harmon?
Well, she did say something... Oh, right. The whole thing that I heard before, before I started following her. Anyway, she was saying something about he had nothing to do with it. Kind of repeated that over and over again, and the police officers were kind of pulling her out and kind of left her on the ground. She seemed to be adamant that whoever he was, it might be Harmon, was not involved with whatever happened, and seemed particularly interested in the park. So we should probably go see where she's going.
If he isn't able to answer, and she has some connection with Harmon that doesn't make any sense, then I would just think we know that this windsock creature, the Skirtman, can subjugate other people's minds. So maybe it has a whole bunch of thralls that it has throughout the city. We need to be on our guard. But
all right, of course.
Is it possible for me to reach out and smack Mary in the back of her head, even from way back?
Yeah, your arm extends 6 miles, and no, I'm just kidding. It wouldn't be 6 miles. That would be quite something. Yeah, so you guys turn down that alley and follow?
Of course.
Are you
stealthily?
Yeah, stealthily. Okay, act under pressure.
Oh, I'm great at that. It's just the best. Oh, wow, that was unsurprising. Or that was surprising. 9.
Ah?
Mary is not cool, so I did not expect that to succeed.
Mary's very cool. Evelyn?
Let's see. Ooh, that's good. That's an act under pressure, so that's plus cool. That'd be an 8.
Okay, so 2 mixed successes. Here's what I'll say. You guys pass by the alley, just looking down it as you walk, and you see her walking down to the next street to turn onto it, and she just looks at both of the corners there and then turns around as you guys make your way quickly to the other corner of the building, and you see her starting to walk her way back up the alley, back to the main street. That is what I will give you with an 8 and a 9.
So she walks, looks both ways, then turns around.
Yeah.
She could be worried about being followed.
I think she's trying to tell us something that she couldn't actually tell me. Because I had asked her questions and she couldn't answer them.
What does she know that you're behind her right now?
Well, I sort of started following her and I wasn't exactly settled about it.
I don't know. It seems like the behavior is kind of like, I used to read these white papers from the CIA, right? And they had these things that were called security routes, where the routes wouldn't make any sense. So if you were following them, you like it would be very obvious. It's like taking 4 left turns and seeing who's still behind you, you know, like a security route. So I don't know. Maybe she thinks somebody else is after her. I think she's trying to be discreet. Again, I think having this woman go out on her own could be dangerous. We could get the van to cut her off.
We could do that.
Is there anything significant about like the specific like things that she was looking at or toward? Other than I know you said she looked at the street names, correct?
Yeah, let me actually look at something really quick. Because there might be a move that might be able to tell you some of this stuff.
It probably has to be a memory. Or a mystery.
Let's get a mystery. Yeah, but none of the questions really... roll plus sharp.
Okay.
We'll see.
Can do it as well, since we're both putting our mind to it.
Let's, Evelyn asked the specific question. Let's let her do that.
Sure,
and if you have something...
That's a 13.
Wow! So not only will I give you that she called out Harmon's name and is appearing to look strictly and specifically on street corners, she appears to be trying to find him, but it looks like she's kind of in a rush in doing so. Like, you peek down the alleyway and you see her kind of jogging to catch back up to the main street, before you kind of duck your head back out from it.
Okay,
and,
so...
Yeah.
In that case... Raven is going to use her preternatural speed.
Ooh.
And she's going to catch up to her as quickly as possible. But not in the point of like to startle her. Like she wants to stop short so that she's not going to like come up immediately like behind her.
Okay. Well, as she comes out of the alleyway? Mm-hmm. Okay,
like,
yeah.
She just kind of wants to be like chilling there, maybe like suddenly like looking like she's flipping through her phone, trying to be like, oh, hi again, sort of situation.
Yeah, you're sitting on a bench that you catch up to, kind of out of her view range, and when she passes you, she gives you a triple take.
Doesn't always stop up short.
Aw. Mean. And she looks down at you and says, hi again.
I thought I heard you saying you were looking for someone.
Yeah, do you know him? I'm looking for Harmon.
Yeah, actually, I know exactly where he is. We with my friends were helping him.
Oh, you're helping him?
Yeah. He seems to have been kind of seriously injured. We wanted to make sure that he was okay.
You see her, like, crack a smile when you say that, and then kind of wince in pain a little bit. Okay. Where is he? Where is he?
Yeah, he's with my my bunch of my friends back this way.
I need to see him.
Did I catch up?
Yeah, you catch up right now.
Okay. You ran off. Those little legs can go way faster than you think they can.
No, I've been sitting here for ages, Mary. I don't know what you're talking about. This nice lady here, we're gonna take him to back to our friends with everyone we helped him, so.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure this lady is one of Harmon's family or friends, right?
I didn't catch your, names.
Yeah, you first.
Raven.
Nice to meet you, Raven.
Mickey and Lucy.
Oh, you want to know my name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know my name?
Yes.
That's cool. Can we go see Harmon?
Yeah. Well, how do you know Harmon?
I don't. Can we go see him?
I have the. I always know if she's lying. Is she being completely honest about not knowing Harmon?
God, no. About knowing Harmon? Yes, she's being honest. She doesn't know him. About anything else you've heard so far, she's acting real weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose we can. I just, it would be nice to know why you're looking for him.
Listen, I'm from out of town. I heard he was kind of a jewel. Nice to talk to. Cool guy, lots of stories. Can we go find him?
Was all that honest? Again, I just automatically know.
Yeah. Especially the part where she said she's from out of town.
I mean, I suppose we can. I mean, Raven's already said so, and I would hate to be rude. Let's go.
Use the force.
As you guys are walking, she points at a bird and mentions its scientific name to you and a couple of random facts about it. And she says, "Man, I love this area. It's so beautiful. I just wish it wasn't so..." I'm an ethological zoologist. I'm writing my thesis. I was really excited to come here to Yellowstone. It's America's first national park. Lots of fun stuff to see here. Lots of cool things.
Yeah, I'm sure you've already gone on plenty of hikes, right?
Yes, I actually, I came into town originally looking for a man. His name is the Wise Wolf, and he helped me out. He was my guide in town.
Oh, wow. When was the last hike you went on? Which trail, even? I know several good trails, and I could tell you a few.
She says the last hike I went on was last night.
Oh, great. Where at? There's plenty of good night trails.
High up!
Would it happen to have been... goodness. I'm trying to remember the name of the trail, Raven. There's one that we visited pretty recently that we liked quite a bit. Do you know the one?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, what was its name again?
Raven just actually doesn't know. That's my favorite headcanon of this moment.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the name of the character too. For some reason,
Eagle
Twin Peaks
Peak.
came in my head, but that's not right.
Eagle Peak.
Eagle Peak, yeah. Oh, it was the Eagle Peak Trail.
Oh, yeah.
PDF document.
Great.
Great, and that was it.
As she's walking, you guys pass by a shop that has a couple of sunflowers that have been dried in the window from some leftover fall decor, and she says, "God, I love sunflowers."
Great. Thank you for sharing. So
Yep.
About the hike, right? So did you go to Eagle Trail hike? The trailhead, right up there. It's pretty high.
I've been before.
Also, I know that around that area there's some birds to watch, some rather big birds.
Oh, you're talking about vultures, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about vultures.
Common in the area. Nothing weird about that.
Yeah, nothing at all. I agree. Nothing weird at all.
I could watch this all day.
Yeah.
I could just sit here for the rest of the stream and say nothing and just watch these two interact.
You notice the more you start to press her on specifics, a vein in her forehead bulges anytime she tries to speak. So this conversation will go on for a hot second as you guys walk back to the van. What are the van people doing with Harmon and in the interim time between them?
Chuck is sitting there looking at Harmon and occasionally looking down at his gun and saying that probably was not the smartest thing to do.
Well,
as you are
anti-magic field last.
Yes, I was about to say, as you are actually looking down at it, about 10 minutes pass, and you feel a warmth in your hand as the runes on the back side of the grip start to relight at your touch.
Big, sudden exhale. Okay. All right, back.
I grab my trident.
Holsters the gun again.
Do you leave it as a trident, or do you press the button to make it a dagger again?
I press the button.
Turns back into a dagger.
Put it back in its holster.
I think Val, at some point, once like Harmon is kind of like in recovery, like seems to be clearly breathing, like would help to kind of like clean up things the best she could, and then would maybe also call like a local shelter to see like, hey, do y'all have any beds empty? Like, do you know Harmon? Does he come in a lot?
You say, huh, and they say, yep, send him on over.
Yeah. So I think, like, would probably, like, load that up in her GPS for once, like, he's a little bit better, like, would ask about, like, hey, could you all, like, help out with some minor wounds and stuff like that. Like, keeping it vague for them.
As you're looking over him, you notice his cardboard sign that he said was that says been homeless for 6+ years looks like the sign is significantly older than that, and has been taped together 4 to 5 times with duct tape on the back of it to keep it in one piece. And his clothes have like significantly older logos than modern brands have on them as you kind of straighten up his clothing and put his shirt back on him and get him kind of more presentable as you can make him.
So
and
he's a bit of a retro vintage guy.
He's retro vintage. He's actually, he's kind of a hipster.
Thrifting. Yeah, very hip.
Howdy doody underwear.
Yeah. He doesn't smell good at all.
I think Val would maybe like look over this situation and feel like sadness and be like, hey Chuck, you know that thing you did for Raven earlier? I think, like, hearing about, like, I would guess heard something about, like, like, would be like, think you could help our friend out? I know it's little, but it could be nice. I don't know. I don't know how magic works. I don't know if it's easy. It just seems nice.
Chuck inhales as if he's thinking about it and says, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Adrian's rolling down the windows and getting some fresh air.
Takes out his gun and
what? Oh, no, not put him down. Clean him up.
Wait for it. And he actually uses his thumb to like roll it into the correct setting, and does a little prestidigitation on him as well.
Okay, roll to use magic, which is plus weird.
Totally plus weird.
Oh man, 6.
You need some help?
Oh.
Apparently the smell got to me.
You have given me this gift. You can choose to take it away from me by spending luck, but this is a gift you have given me.
Can I spend luck?
None of us can help him?
You can help, but Val can't, because she is not at all magical. I would say, Adrian, because of your whole thing, you can potentially help out.
I have Infernal Legacy as one of my other moves.
You do? So why don't you try helping out? We'll see if you can prevent catastrophe from occurring here in the back of your van.
Blows up.
I said prestidigitation, not powered kill.
Oh god, yeah.
Not
just cloud kill.
I said animate rope, not fireballs pointed at my feet.
Rolled an 8.
An 8. That gives a +1, but exposes you to danger as well. So what occurs is you notice him click over the runes on his barrel, and as he does, you notice there are far more what appear to be chambers than 6 on the barrel of this gun. Or barrel, what is it? It's not the barrel. Chamber, what is it called? That part of the revolver.
Magazine.
The thing!
Magazine. The magazine.
No, the round one.
The round one.
It's called a magazine.
The magazine.
The revolver, that's the magazine.
That's like a book.
And he turns it over to one that appears to be correct and points it forward toward Harmon, and you reach out and shove your hand in front of the barrel of it and speak a word as he is speaking other words, and a shock of electricity jolts from you through your hand back into Chuck, and you both take 1 harm as you've accidentally cast a minor version of lightning bolt out of the barrel of your gun. And
all right, no more magic. no more. We're not doing it. Magic's canceled. Bye. Nope.
Magic's canceled. And your gun sizzles and drops to the ground out of your grip.
I'd say my hair stands on its end, but it already stands up on its ends.
I used to be a lot better at this.
Hey,
and you know your ability to cast spells is temporarily grounded. You cannot for an amount of time that you are unaware of.
Something about this van, I don't get it.
It's got to be lead lined or something.
It's a standard government issue. Alien metal alloys, high technology.
So, why don't we quickly take a break? This seems like a good opportunity. You guys will reach back up together, and we will be right back.
I hand Val a box of handy wipes. This will have to do.
And just a note, as we're heading back, Raven would have let everyone know that they were bringing someone back with
Okay,
them.
great. Yeah, you sent that text. Sweet.
The text, we hear the loud voice. From Raven.
So much for the secret undercover government vehicle.
Yeah. Thomas, do I get experience for that, or does the fact that you use luck change that? Or that he not use luck, use help?
Now, help does not change that you... Oh. Yeah, you don't get luck, because he helped you out.
You don't get experience.
Experience, sorry. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yep.
No, he should get experience because 6 or under. It doesn't say whether there are any in.
No, you're definitely right. I've played it that way before, to where help out changes experience. Go ahead. Yeah, I will change my mind on that mark experience.
So, am I able to just while we're at this, can I choose one now, or?
Yeah, please. When we get back from break, you can let everybody know how you leveled up. All right. Bye, guys. We'll be right back.
you when you're trying to respond to somebody verbally.
It's funny. The other night I went to, because Kroger is the place where you find Girl Scouts. I think they spawn there naturally.
That's when they pass. That's where they immediately.
Yeah, that's actually, it's a ceremonial location for Girl Scouts. I was leaving Kroger at like 9 p.m. or something, and I swear, there was a woman wearing a khaki vest unloading her car, and I was like, do I stand around like a weirdo and wait? Because I need these cookies. I love Samoa so much.
My roommate was an angel and was like, hey, somebody's delivering Girl Scout cookies like to the door. Do you want me to like put in an order for you? And I was like, you don't even have to ask. You know that I need them. And
they will be mine.
I came home and there was just like 4 boxes just sitting like in front of my front door, and I was like, I live in the future.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
So I think that they're called Caramel Delights.
Huh.
But their website has both names.
Fascinating. I was also in class the other day, and one of my classmates just hands me a thing of Thin Mints, and I was like, so nice. Like, I was like, this is, you don't have to do this. No one's making you share with me, but you've decided. I was like,
there's a lot of Girl Scout cookies. There's so many Girl Scout cookies. What the heck? I didn't know half of these existed.
Cameron, remind me. Do you go to Lipscomb or Belmont?
Lipscomb.
Lipscomb. Okay, I got my schools mixed up. For whatever reason, they occupy the same space in my mind.
You said it was 70 degrees the other day. Was it 70 in Nashville? Really?
No, 70 here.
I was in Chattanooga on the day, so it could have been a little bit warmer.
No, it was 70 in North Carolina yesterday and 30 today.
Is that where you are?
Yeah.
No.
Nice. It's a good state. I mean, I didn't know if you just had to get back.
I just made it up. You know, I'm CIA. I can't really tell you my real location.
Yeah, why would Adrian tell you where he's really from?
Every time I visit North Carolina, I have a good time. I like Asheville quite a bit, but I've heard that that's very different than the rest of the state.
Chandler, my stream, it's coming from your house.
Oh, he's hacked into my IP
address.
Yeah.
Have you been to Wilmington before, Chandler?
Wilmington?
Yeah.
Delaware?
Wilmington's great.
Wilmington, Delaware? Or
Wilmington,
North Carolina?
Oh.
I used to work out of there. I had to haul fuel and stuff.
My wife's family used to live there. Beautiful spot.
Oh, that's who they were talking about. Oh, Thomas, while I have Val in the van with me, would that be a good time to replace your golf clubs?
Yeah, we could do your Santa Clausing if you want.
Well, when we catch up with Raven and Mary.
when we go back on
sure.
Face for the stream, we can do that. I'm into that.
Exciting.
I've been having to try and revive some of my paints because I've got all my painting stuff. I've been getting some models ready.
Reviving paints doesn't work that well with acrylics.
Say again?
But reviving acrylics doesn't work all that well. You're better off.
It doesn't at all. Yeah. Some can be saved, others definitely can't.
How do you go about doing that? Like, what is your best method for reviving
about resuscitation.
Acrylics?
Just
trash.
There's a couple of songs you can keep a beat to that are really good for it.
Yeah. You just gotta crush the paint.
So
immediately.
So Pat's right is that you don't have a whole lot of options. You really have 2, right? So if your paint's not completely dried out, it's likely just separated and it requires a good mixing. But if it's dried, you've got to add like a paint thinner to the dried paint to then bring it back up to consistency.
Yeah, but that's only good for oils. It's not good for acrylics. Acrylics, once it dries, unless you have a repigmenter that can grind it back into microdust.
I have seen somebody use a mortar and pestle to grind their dried pigments.
Yeah, that's somebody who has a lot of time on their hands.
Yes, he did own up to the fact that it took way too much time. and it looked by the end of it because he was using like some orangey yellow paint that had like queso.
He was doing that. Yes, it is possible, but not recommended video.
Yeah.
I would love some queso right about now.
Oh my gosh, I'm extremely hungry, and all of what is going on is the worst.
If you want quesadilla, you have to go to Careful Cantrip's website. That's their demigod.
It's quesadilla. Really?
The god of unlimited nachos and mimosas.
Is that real?
I drew a picture of it.
Now I want a mimosa really bad.
It's him from Who Will Blessings Flow.
Okay, we have to go back on stream, so you guys have to stop talking about food. I can't deal with this.
Arby's has really good curly fries.
No.
Yeah, do you want us to talk about Arby's instead?
Nope, we're going back. I'm done.
We have a handful of options of talking points, and it's Arby's or other food.
Dip the meat in the sauce.
Welcome back to Monster of the Week, everybody. We are going to continue our little story. No, stop. We can't make that happen.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored.
But he isn't. You could make it happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how often fast food restaurants go about sponsoring streamers, but the world is crazy and things are happening all over. So, we'll take the money if we, yeah.
Everybody
anyway.
Here has an Arby's.
Evelyn, are you good?
Well,
I don't know if she can hear us.
She's amazing.
By the way, Thomas, I'm assuming that the enchanted clothing that I'm wearing kept me from taking the point of harm.
From the lightning, yeah, it would have. Your cloak, like an insulator, took the damage for you.
Then that means my armor did the same thing.
You are not wearing magical armor.
I got the mithril armor.
You have mithril?
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, no, but I essentially made that to where it's physical armor. No, his armor is specific and special. Yours is just armor.
No, mine's just mithril.
I'm wearing metal armor, and I got shocked by electricity. It's gotta help me, right?
It's mithril. Huh? It's non-conductive.
It's non-conductive. All right, we're back. Hi, folks. So, the party has gotten together at the van outside of Edgar's house. Adrian, did you want to do the thing before the party arrives back, or do you want to do it when everybody's back?
Well, no, because we need Mary and Raven back.
Great. All right. So when everybody gets back, you're all there. You're all at the van.
We have a new friend. They need to explain to us.
And Harmon is starting to stir a bit, just so you guys know.
And Chuck is also leveled up.
Great. What did you take?
Not my fault.
Oh, now he takes that. Sure.
Yeah.
+1 to act under pressure when you are dealing with the consequences of your own spell casting.
It's very, very good.
Quick to learn.
Especially if you plan on rolling more 6s when you cast spells.
Is are Raven and Mary going to explain the person they brought with us before we decide what to do?
Yes, absolutely.
That was the idea.
Yeah, you guys walk into this neighborhood, and she goes, "Oh, nice neighborhood. Harmon's over here. He's got a house."
Well, we saw him. In fact, do we get within like eyesight of?
You do. It's only just around the entrance corner to the neighborhood.
Yeah. In fact, I left something in here. Let me hop in real quick and grab something, and we'll be right with Harmon. Does that sound good, Raven? I don't want to keep your friend waiting.
Yeah.
Okay, you can talk with her real quick, and I'll be right back. Again, it'll take no more than maybe 30 seconds.
Not looking forward to Mary's explanation. I would have read Mary.
I always look forward to a Mary explanation.
All right, so Mary, you hop in the van.
Okay, all right. Listen,
where's Raven?
She's right outside. Just listen to me, okay? We have what I think to be like a mind-controlled pawn of a windsock out there, and the thing is, okay, I didn't want to let her know that this was the place where we do our operations, because she could be the eyes for this thing, right? So I wanted to double check with you. Raven agreed to show her Harmon, but I didn't agree to it. So I thought I would talk with you all. Something's weird. She's not answering my questions. She's not lying, but she's not telling the truth. It's like she got coached by a lawyer or something. I don't like it at all.
Lawyers are tough.
Yeah, they're awful. They're worse than windsock scorpions. But my point is that we got to figure. Listen, do you have like a truth serum, Adrian, or something like that? Something that the CIA would have?
I'm not that kind of agent.
Okay, fine.
Not denying that it exists.
Yeah.
Note.
Wait, hold on. That's not under my purview.
You're like a mystic type of guy.
Questions.
Do you have like God, what was it in the
set of
Gygax
skills.
history book? Like a cone where people can only tell truthful statements?
He's asking Chuck about Zone of Truth.
I like the cone of truth instead of zone of truth now.
I have a Klondike bar. I don't have a cone.
People are willing to do a lot for a Klondike bar.
Because I
That's
don't
what I've
want to
heard.
this freak into our car until we know what the deal is.
But
Val looks around the car at all of them and it's like, there's our freaks.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like herself included.
But
Chuck
let me go.
looks at Mary. What did you say happens when they try to answer?
They'll stop mid-sentence, like they're compelled, right? So that's the reason I think that they might be some kind of thrall, because they'll get like the first syllable out of what they're about to say, and then they stop, and then there's like an anime throbbing of veins.
Well, you also noticed she was in pain as well, like as if she had a piercing headache.
Yeah, like it's definitely some physiological reaction to telling the truth. And trust me, I once had a partner that was like that. Well, I didn't meet them in person; it was all online. You have to understand, but they were like that. But anyways, so yeah, it's like the anime throb on the head, and then they like react. It's like they get sweaty. So I don't know if they're like a compulsive liar, but that's very unlikely. It's much more likely that they're under some influence of a supernatural being.
Mary, are you trying to induce a stroke?
For me, or I'm not epileptic.
No, did we know what the woman's name is?
No.
Her name, that was the thing. She's holding out on us. I didn't give her my name either, but that's just common practice.
Her name is I have Windsock.
For her, it's weird. For you, it's common.
Yeah.
For you, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, Windsock Thrall.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she's epileptic?
No, I think she's under a magical compulsion, and if we try to force her to answer our questions, she's going to stroke out.
Oh, that's how that works. Huh.
Bulging veins in forehead. Very bad.
Well, I guess that would be kind of bad, because I don't want that to happen to me. Okay, fine. Well, what do we do? It's been over 30 seconds. They're probably a little confused. They're like, wow, he's in this random truck in the middle of the neighborhood for a really long time.
I will go talk to her for a second. Stay in here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sounds like
I go outside to where Mary's at in the half orc.
Okay, you come out of the van. Raven, how far away have you kept this person? You are muted.
This kind of nearby.
Okay. Yeah, so you pop out. She's over near the mailbox, kind of standing around. There's a tree in the yard, and they're standing beneath the shade of it currently. It looks like the woman is looking up into the tree and following kind of a bird that flies around.
I understand you're a friend of Harmon's.
Oh,
have you known him long?
Goodness. No.
Friend Adrian, by the way.
Is he a secret agent?
No, he's
It's no secret. Everybody seems to know.
It's definitely no secret.
Well, you're just like really dapperly dressed in the really quiet town. All right.
He's just fancy.
Okay. I mean, I'm willing to accept that, I guess.
So how long have you known Harmon?
Sometime.
Most of your life? Part of your life? Yeah, last week? How long have you known Harmon? It's
Listen, I need him.
What do you need him for?
Help. Being him.
I can help you. What do you need help with? I have special friends in special places.
She just you notice her kind of tap her head and then... I just need Harmon.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Is there a place you are staying here in town?
No.
Is there a place you can go stay here in town?
Probably, but I need Harmon.
Okay. I'll tell you what. You go find a place to stay here in town, and as soon as we get...
I'm not leaving if Harmon's in that van.
Harmon's not in my van, but I know where he is.
She instantly turns around and walks away when you say Harmon's not in my van.
Okay. Solve that problem.
Oh.
I'm not letting her in the van. I don't know what her intentions are. She could make things worse than they already are. I'm telling this to Raven, not to the person walking away. We know what she looks like. We know she's staying around town looking for him. If we need her, we can come back to her.
As she's walking away, she says, if you want to help, we could really use it.
Who is we? Who is we?
She just keeps walking and doesn't say anything more.
I'm not pursuing this. This sounds like a bad idea. Harmon needs medical help first.
Right. She seems not to be in her own able...
Yes, but whatever seems to be controlling her does not seem to have Harmon's best intentions.
Possibly not. I don't know. She seemed to have wanted to answer my questions, but then she couldn't.
The physical body might have, but the mental command part does not. She's just a vessel at this point. Harmon needs medical help, and we must get that first. Like I said, she's staying here in town looking for him. We know where to find her. We know what she looks like.
And I kind of saw the way she was looking back and forth, so I kind of at least have a general sense of where she might be.
The person being controlled does not seem to be in any kind of harm at this point until she finds Harmon. So until we're better suited to help both of them, I don't think we should introduce an unvariable factor we don't know nothing about.
Seems fair.
So where are you guys heading?
Thank you for the raid, Wily Hobbits.
Man!
Raiders suck.
3! So many raids, guys. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the story as you are catching it. About halfway into our session. Where are you guys heading?
We're going to go back to the van, and we're going to try to get Harmon to one of the places Val was seeing if they could help him.
So, where's the lady?
We let her go. She did not seem to be an asset at this point, and she seemed to be more trouble than she would have been worth.
I don't know.
You want to loosen go? Isn't the whole idea of CIA training is you'll get to the bottom of things?
Yes.
When you went out there, I thought he's got
and
this.
Part of CIA training is knowing when not to put yourself in danger, and your team.
That sounds stupid.
Well, you sound stupid most of the time, but we still keep you around.
It's just petty name calling.
Chuck mutters under his breath, I would have thought the whole purpose of CIA training was to avoid knowing anybody knowing you were in the CIA. Maybe it's just me.
I'm not that
I
part
was
of
like
CIA.
a 23-year-old looking at all these adults, being like, "Is this what being an adult is like?"
I don't know where you're planning on taking Harmon, but if this person is trying to take him somewhere else, you might want to make sure that wherever we take him, he has people that can keep him from being removed from where we are taking him.
I can call in assets to keep an eye on him.
But I just want it noted that we had a thread and we let it go. So when I get home and I update my corkboard, that I'm going to be very irate that I have a string that's leading to nowhere, okay? That's really upsetting to me.
Mary,
and then number two...
Mary, your corkboard has strings looking for a bear. She was not looking for a bear. She was looking for this man who had a dead bug in him.
I still think you all are not worried enough about a mother, okay? That bear, that mother, is very important.
Well, Mary, you have a choice.
Narrows her eyes and she's like, "Is there something deeper you want to talk about?"
To her all you want.
I don't know how to tell you this, but Suzanne is missing. I don't know how they lost the GPS tracker, but Suzanne is gone.
Valerie.
No, I got the bear stuff.
Valerie,
but, like,
have you found a place to take him yet? We're wasting time.
Yeah.
Oh, but I think it should be
Mary,
noted.
enough. Mary, enough.
The wise wolf.
Do you want to fire the big guns or not?
I do, but
enough.
I just say about...
Let it go. We are wasting time in this man's life. We need to go.
Okay.
This road has come to a dead end. We need to take another fork. Valerie, could you tell me where I need to take him?
Yeah, I hand over my GPS and
So are you taking him to a local soup kitchen or a hospital?
If there's like a local shelter that has like overnight beds or something like that, that would probably be my, like, especially a place where like there's a front desk and like you could be like, hey, just so you know, there's like, I don't know, there's some other person in town who, like, I don't know, trying to figure out how to alert these people without being like, we're giving you a threat, that could be dangerous.
I would be really interested in how you plan on doing that, other than, what do you say?
Thomas, I've already rolled for dealing with the agency.
Okay.
11.
To do what?
To get assets to wherever this homeless shelter is to keep an eye on our thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell them it's a priority one, and we need at least 6 agents there.
Okay.
I think if that's the case, then maybe Val would feel like, I don't feel like I would need to talk to this place then.
No, you're going, the agents will show up after we leave. It is just for his safety.
Okay.
What red tapes did you pick for your agency? Remind me.
Hang on.
I'm sure homeless shelters around America are used to ban
I didn't pick the red tapes, you did.
What red tapes did I pick?
One was budget cuts, and the other one was, hang on, agency, blah, blah, blah.
Unnecessary paperwork.
Red tape, here we go, bureaucratic and budget cuts.
Bureaucratic and budget cuts. Okay. They tell you it's going to take a number of documents that you're going to have to sign that instantly are faxed out onto your printer in your van. Before they're willing to move funds to make that happen.
I signed them and send them right back.
And they say they're only able to give you 1 agent, not 6. There's not enough in the area local, and there's not enough money to pay for that.
Sounds better than nothing.
Where's my persuasion one?
It doesn't matter. That's the answer you get.
No, I'm pretty sure I could talk to somebody else.
You already did. That was your deal with the agency role. So that's what you get.
Kick some ass. Do I got some?
Whose butt do I gotta kick? You with that 11, that's what I will give you. The agency's great, but they're not like omnipotent and all powerful.
I could read the facts back to them saying, hey, they're the ones who told me collateral damage.
That's great. It's hard to convince any U.S. agency to give you more money than we need to go find Bigfoot is your main thing.
That's collateral damage, though. It's part of the assignment.
And specifically, it's tough to get 6 agents to come watch one man in like an overnight shelter.
And as someone who works in the government, they can.
It's an unknown threat to national security. I would think they'd be more interested.
Even if it is someone who works the government, they'd be like, listen, we have a blanket order for X amount of funds. It would take at least 3 days for the project manager.
When we take care of this threat, I'm going to make sure the agency knows that they hindered.
Okay.
So you are also made aware that it will take them 6 hours to get an agent to this location.
That's fine. We've got to plan our next move anyway.
All right. What is your next move?
My next move will be to gather the team in the van and say things seems to be taking on a little bit of extra heat. And I made arrangements to get some items for each of you to possibly help us out in the future, since we seem to be working together for the immediate future. He walks to the back and he opens up his little chest. Valerie, for you, I have this item since you like swinging golf clubs. And I hand her what looks to be like a portable or a miniature umbrella, the little mini umbrella thing. It looks like a mini umbrella handle, but there's no umbrella attached to it. And on top of it is 3 buttons. I hand it to her. This is for your protection. Press the top button once.
I hold it kind of like
Smart.
far away from me.
You press it.
And then I look at everyone in the van, and then I step out of the van, and then I press the button.
You don't need to step out of the van. It's okay. I would not give you something that would hurt you.
I'm already out of the van. I'm not wanting to hurt other people.
Press the buttons. So she presses the button, and it immediately doubles in length to 2 feet long. Press it again.
First button or second button?
The top button.
Press it again.
It grows another foot long. Press it one more time.
Press it again.
You hear it thrum, and as you look at the tip of the thing, you notice that it just see the tiniest little electric spark come out. That is the equivalent of a titanium cattle prod. The next time you feel the need to smack something, the next time you need the feel to smack something with a golf club, this will not bend. And should the smack not work, give them a little love tap, and then run. Okay? And press the middle button.
Press the middle button.
And it retracts.
Sweet.
And
What's the
keep
bottom
that in your
button?
purse, nice and small.
You don't want to know what the bottom button does.
Oh, I'm sorry. Press the bottom button.
Press the bottom button very reluctantly.
All you hear is a little tiny beep, beep, beep. That is a homing signal. Should you ever need help, we know where to find you.
Immediately, my brain went to explosive device.
Oh, nice.
But now you do
Sounds
not
like-
have to carry around a bag of golf clubs to help keep you safe.
This is so nice. Did you make this?
Well, it is from my agency.
You made it.
I like to keep my.
I know how
my
handy you
teammates
are.
safe. Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, I made it.
I give him like
In
a
my
big hug,
ti-
which
my
like
titanium forge. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll put it. Okay, pats her on the back.
a solid pat, and is like, "Thanks, man."
Mary, this is for you, and I will only give this to you once, so take very, very good care of it. I hand him a piece of paper.
Fantastic. Thank you.
As she looks at it, she automatically recognizes a VPN code for the internet.
Nice.
This is your own personal website. Granted, we will be keeping an eye on it, but nobody else will be able to hack and or steal the pictures and information that you post. So nobody will scoop you when you have something important to say. Just as long as it's not important enough to threaten national security. Okay? I felt the need that some of the things we investigate should be accessible to other minds. Like you said. Sometimes your theories are not as half-cracked as we like to think.
Well,
and he turns to Raven. He's so fluffy. And he hands her a little box and hands it to her. Go ahead. Inside is a one of those little.
For you, it's more like this.
No. She opens it up, and it's like one of those little paratrooper rope bracelets with a little metal bandana or a little metal band on it, and the logo on top of the metal band says ACDC.
It's just fan merch.
It's a special bracelet. The rope can actually be detached, and it's very high tensile. You can use it in an emergency, and if you press the middle of the ACDC logo, it will also emit a homing beacon should you ever be lost or need help.
So two people got homing beacons.
And the rope itself will expand, so when you go into wolf form, it won't pop off. You won't lose it.
It's also you thought of everything.
Chuck, I'm sorry I just met you, so I know not what you might need, but if you're around long enough, we'll figure something out for you. But I like to make sure that my teammates stay safe. And now we need to figure out what exactly impregnated our friend here, and go find and track it down and eliminate it, because I believe it is a great threat to this community.
Yeah, let's do that.
So I think that whenever we do get to the shelter, when Val would kind of go in to like check him in, she would just be like, hey, I know that it seems like y'all have like a really familiar relationship with Harmon. I get that. Can you let me know, like, I think kind of like really intentionally like leaning in across the counter and like slides like a piece of paper with her number written on it over to like whoever's working at the counter, and it's like, if he heads in or out, or if like anyone comes to take him in and out, can you just keep me posted, like as soon as possible? I just feel like he's recovering from an injury, and I'm just like worried about the guy, you know.
Do you have any fun manipulate someone moves as a mundane? Did you pick up any of those?
I have. Hold on, I have so many things.
Beat them with a golf club move.
Yeah. I have trust me. When you tell a normal person the truth in order to protect them from danger, roll plus charm.
Why don't you go ahead and do that?
Okay. 10, exactly.
Oh, great.
Yay. I have plus 3 charm now. When I leveled up, that's what I took.
Well, they won't ask any questions. They will do what you ask.
Yeah. And I think I, like, you know, as Harmon kind of, like, comes in, I walk them through, like, is where the wounding took place. Like, I think everything's mostly patched up, but, like, any light, like, you know, again, some ibuprofen, something to kind of just help him out in the meantime. Hot meal.
Yeah. They get all of it for him, take him back, lay him down. They've seen him in a couple of times, never in this rough a shape, but they understand. You have a very calming presence for them. And then you guys head back outside to the van. Where are you going?
You tell us.
No, I won't tell you.
I would say our best bet would be go back to the crime scene, because that seemed to give the biggest indication that something was heading. What was it, east of that location?
It was a southeast. Yeah, it was a bit off the map. You remember in your satellite view that you managed to grab what looked like a very yellow field of flowers.
Yeah. And Raven also got shot at.
She did.
Right around there, so.
I feel it's important to share that one of the only things that lady could share without going all bug-eyed was that she met somebody called the Wise Wolf when she came to town, and he taught her a lot, so to speak. I don't know if that makes any sense to any of you, but if any of you know of a Wise Wolf.
There are two locals.
Wait, that's White Snake.
Instagram handle. There are two locals in this group, Raven and Val. Why don't the two of you guys roll plus sharp to see if you've ever heard that name before?
That is a 10 exactly.
Okay.
9 for me.
All right. Val, it is kind of like an Instagram handle name for you, but you're having trouble, like, recalling exactly where you remember seeing it. So you pull up your Instagram on your phone and you start scrolling through photos that you've liked before to try and find it, but you know that that's just not. You could scroll for hours before you find just the one you're looking for, and you probably scroll past it. Raven,
this is Cameron behavior.
You remember? You remember on one time you were doing some shopping downtown. You passed by a sort of homeopathic store that sells like dream catchers and the like, and there was a man named Amarok who ran the store. He was a furbolg who you thought it was maybe like an outfit that he wore for the store, kind of to have an atmosphere, but he wore a wolf pelt over his head as just sort of the thing that he was, that was his uniform for the store.
That's all furbolgs do,
right? Yeah, Mary is well known for covering herself in furs. And it felt very traditional, the store, and so you do recognize that part of it. That's the one connection you make to that person. You know the name Amarok, and you know also that he offers his services as a guide in the area of Yellowstone to any hikers that might want to see things that they might not have seen before in the area.
Okay, so then Raven will relay all that to everyone else. And
so that might be potentially useful lead, perhaps.
Adrian starts punching the name into his little CIA pad.
Yep, so you come up with the same information.
At least that one.
You guys want to go do some shopping? Is it still like normal daytime hours, or like,
yeah, it's getting toward afternoon. You're getting toward the end of what would be small businesses closing hour if they're just a sort of a commercial store. But yeah, if you wanted to go stop by his shop, you might be in around this time.
Could be worth.
He's not going to make him be in. Oh, wait, sorry.
You could get into crystals. Why not?
So you guys head in toward downtown. You get off onto a little side road where there's a couple of more boutique small shops in a little strip, and you come up to this shop. And the first thing you notice about it is that it is obviously closed. No one is parked in front of it, and the sign is not lit up.
Nothing wrong with a little window shopping, right?
I suppose, but if we're looking to get some questions answered, then it doesn't help no one here.
Does it look like there might still be somebody inside? Or does it look like it's been closed for a little bit? Or
it looks like it's been closed for a little bit. Hard to wager a guess because there's not like dust that's like settled or anything.
I'm sure that we could still get in if we really wanted to.
No.
At least give a knock on the door.
Yeah, sure. Exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mary. He wouldn't be able to say he couldn't see you there.
All right. That seems fair and rude at the same time.
I'll regular knock on the door.
Nice.
Regular, like I kind of like put my face up to the glass that way that terrible customers often do. Of like, are you guys closed?
Yeah,
like,
and it's that kind of dark out inside, bright outside, to where you do have to get your face right up against the glass to be able to see inside. Yeah. And you look inside, you knock, a couple of seconds go by, nobody answers. Every light in the store is off, and everything seems like it was just closed up regularly.
Does the store have a landline? Like, if I Googled it real quick, would it be like there's a number that I
there's
can call?
Under Google Maps, there's a call button that you could press.
I'll press the number and then continue to stand at the door and call it.
On the wall, you see a landline light up.
Great.
And then the call ends after a while. It goes to voicemail.
I'll walk off and be like, nah, I did all I can do. Mary, go get crazy.
Well, we can either... I'll give you all two options if you really want to get in. So I could try and take a look at the door. I've got some ways that I might be able to get in. Or I could try and look up her IP address, that, or his, or whoever the proprietor's IP address is, and find out where they live. And then we could go visit them there. It's actually a pretty simple process. I doubt they use a VPN of any kind.
I'm down for that.
Magic VPN, right?
Yes. Well, let me just contact my
Your net friends.
Yeah, and see what I can do here. Yeah. I might have to do a little proxy war and a little bit of doxing. And there's one guy I need to finish an argument with, so just give me one moment.
Just some mild doxing.
Is there an Arby's nearby we could go have?
No!
Ooh, I got a 10.
Okay. With a 10, you get in contact... Yes, you get in contact with the right people. You get in contact with your tracers, and they get to work on it, and after a couple of minutes, they tell you this guy doesn't have an IP address or anything other than his phone in his shop, and that's it.
So that one is
off the grid.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to go in if we really want to press this claim right now. I guess Let me see if I can put my bobby pins to use.
I don't think we need to be breaking into a closed business in the middle of the day, or at least during daylight hours. Security cameras, traffic cameras, people with iPhones.
Do you see any of those around?
We're in the middle of town, dude.
You are on a side street, to be fair.
It's still in the middle of town.
Also fair.
Yeah, until they tell us to leave, it's not trespassing.
You tell that to your cell, buddy.
I don't think that's right. Like, you keep saying things like that, but, like, it's still a crime even if you don't get caught.
Well, I didn't say it's not if I get caught. I just mean, like, trespass is like, you know, there could be a reasonable assumption that this place was open, given my current mental state.
You do remember that I am a officer of the law as well as an agent.
So are you saying you don't want to get in there?
I'm saying I have to follow the laws. I can't just break them willy-nilly.
Okay, then you can say that you smelled pot and you could go bust open the door and
then I would have to arrest you because that's where the smell would come from.
I thought you were a cop. Don't you just do what you want?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You're a moron. Do you get to do what you want?
While that conversation is happening, could Val have walked to one of the neighboring businesses and like peeked her head in and been like, "Hey, how long have they been closed today?"
Amarox. Haven't seen him for a good 3-4 days.
Oh dang! You know where he went?
I think he might be out on a tour with somebody.
He's hiking in the mountains.
Oh,
did he take a gun with him?
Do you know any news on what trail?
No, he doesn't tend to tell us much.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Stay safe. If you're going into Yellowstone, though, stay safe. I've been hearing some news going on up there.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, it sounded like a couple people got killed.
Oh, dang. That's wild.
Yeah. Bye!
Just gotta come back to the group and be like, he hasn't been here for like 3 days.
Yeah, they'll miss a lot when you don't show up for 3 weeks, don't you?
Oh no, I knew that part.
Yeah, she watched last session.
I know.
I miss you guys when I'm not around.
And and all that stuff I said about breaking in, that was just a joke for the record.
Legally, this is a joke.
Legally, this is a goof. It's a whole bit.
Me calling you a moron was a joke for the record.
Oh, okay, thank you.
But yeah, I think Val would be like, I think it said that he went to go take somebody on a tour. It just sounded like one person. I don't know if maybe he took that half-orc on the trail.
And once again, our direction keeps pointing to Yellowstone.
Both of them went up, and she's the only one who's come back so far. That doesn't seem to bode so well for this friend, maybe. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know.
Well, either way, I think we need to head back into the park and investigate where we left off.
Well, all right. I've got my light bulb ready to go.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any objections? All right, let's stop at the store, grab some supplies. We may be there a few days, and let's head up.
Oh, yeah. Great. Before going, can we grab some food on the way out? I'm starving.
Chandler, watch your next words very carefully.
This town have some kind of herbalist or something, because we get any more infections like that, we may need it.
Yeah, you did kind of use up all of your supply, didn't you?
It's a really good idea.
Should we stop back at Edgar's and...
Let's see, what does this town have? You guys tell me. It's pretty
Look for a
sparse
local
little
vaping
map.
store if we want herbs.
Herb.
Gotta love maps.
Hey Google, are there any herbal stores in Cody, Wyoming?
Maybe a crystal.
I am Googling literally that right now.
Yep, I've told every single one of you, I think, if you can Google it and tell me that it's there, it's there.
is there a place we can buy a rose quartz? Because that probably has some good herbal teas and stuff.
Listen, I'm going to search for herbs in Cody, Wyoming. I can't be responsible.
Ah, my computer! It's exploding! There's so many results!
Oh, there's so many results!
I mean, I can
spawn back.
Chuck, if you're looking for something, I know a guy that could get you in touch with.
I found one! It's called Star Valley Rock Shop. And they have just a bunch of rock spinnerals, chakra stones, healing stones, and other and sundry type things. I imagine Val has been there a lot.
Probably. And just by the way, Raven, you did not even use a fifth of the iron powder and silver powder that you needed to cast the spell.
Yes, I very carefully put the rest away for later.
Great.
Yeah, while we're shopping, let's get some better gloves for Raven.
Great. So
I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
We don't have to get into the specifics of where you are going or what you are doing. I like the flavor. But you tell me, since you did find a place, what do you buy? And how much of it, and yada yada. Up to a reasonable amount, we'll say yes.
Does the local pet store have, like, canine-sized hazmat suits for her?
No.
I need to buy some labradorite from the crystal store. It's for lucky decision-making.
Labrador, like, really?
Val, like, kind of, like, elbows Mary and is like, that's gonna be good.
I think it'll give us the edge in here.
What if they only have, like, Mastiff Light?
You keep that under your pillow at night, that's gonna do some good stuff, man.
Yeah, I always put onyx in my house. That way it protects against radiation.
Yeah. Gosh, you're so smart. It's just, like, fully unironic. Just like, yeah.
I'm totally into it.
I have a black light. Does that count?
Great. You guys get rose root and basil oil, and you get... what else? You get your gloves... your gemstones that you might need.
Ooh, I would say if Raven's going to be casting spells outside of her wolf form, maybe like some sort of like mask, so that way she doesn't have to breathe in silver as well.
I'd say some extra mixing bottles, a mortar and pestle, things like that to help her grind up crap if we need it.
Yes, and this world exists in a beautiful universe where COVID didn't happen, so KN95 masks are easy to find.
You can find them.
See, because this is a fantasy world. Ha!
Got him.
We can escape reality.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you guys get the things you need, and then I imagine you make your way out into Yellowstone. Are you planning on spending the night with JR and Allison again?
Sure.
We can try to see if they're there. If not,
okay, because it's going to be pretty late by the time you get into the park.
I have some questions for Chuck on the way up.
I can check my under storage to see if there's any cots or stuff in there for
questions for Chuck.
So Chuck, I'm really interested. You seem to have a grasp on magical lore. Obviously, a student of Gary Gygax. What crystals do you think are most powerful in order to protect against evil?
Do you have any magical affinity?
I mean, I tried to cast a spell once, but then I just gave that stuff to Raven, because she knew the words and I didn't. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. All of them. and for you, none of them.
Oh, darn. Well, I think. Well, if it doesn't protect against evil, this labradorite will at least help me make good decisions. So, all right. Thank you. I appreciate it, Chuck. You are a wise man.
Chuck opens his mouth to respond and just decides to
let it go, Chuck. Just let it go.
Let it go.
That's good. All right. You guys make your way to JR's house. They invite you in. There's a beautiful dinner. They have some they're making paella. It's really quite yeah, you came for their fancy meal night, but they were making like a really big one because they like leftovers. And yeah. It's good.
Val intentionally doesn't eat all of her food so that way they still have leftovers. She wants to make sure that they have what they want.
Of course. And I imagine you guys sleep the night away.
After a belly full of paella? Yeah.
So our health health go away?
Yes, you guys do heal back up if you took any damage.
Oh, do I get any
Sweet child.
notice on my phone from the shelter?
It at about 8 p.m. you get a call on your phone saying a woman came by looking for Harmon. And they're asking if they should let her take him or not.
I ask about, I'm like, okay, can you give me like a quick verbal description?
Appears to be mildly orcish in her features, short black hair, short tusks from her bottom mouth. She looks like she's missing a couple fingers.
Is Adrian hearing this, or
is she missing fingers when we talk to her?
I will say, Raven, it wasn't a detail you were exactly looking for, but yes, you remember she looked like she was missing a couple of fingers.
I think Val would just be like, hey, listen, you're gonna want to turn that one away. She's like a real bad influence. I think she's part of what got Harmon hurt in the first place.
Call the police if necessary.
Yeah, I would say that's a decent idea.
Good to know. Good to know. Thank you.
All right, I'm so sorry to cause you any inconvenience. Thank you guys so much for caring.
No. Harmon's a gem to this town. We'd hate to see anything happen to him. Thank you.
I'm contacting to see if the agent is there yet. I don't know how much time
it has not been 6 hours yet. It's been about 3.
I contact the agency and tell him that they really need to hurry if he can.
Cars only go so quick, bud. That's what they tell you.
Use the teleporters.
He wasn't near one. Yeah. Great. The night passes. Everyone sleeps well. Except for Raven.
Oh no.
Raven, you have a nightmare tonight. A nightmare where you are endlessly chasing a short red-headed man through the trees. Around in circles, it feels like you're going, as you dodge bullets back and forth, and you eventually make your way after what feels like hours of running. Your paws bloody from all of the rocks and twigs you've had to snap on your way, and you see him engulfed by a sea of orangey yellow in front of you. And as you see that, it looks like the view of a field of endless sunflowers races up to you, and just the world of this field turns 90 degrees toward your face, as if the land is looking at you, threatening to land on you and swallow you whole, as a sunflower angles up toward you. I don't know if you guys have seen what sunflowers do throughout the day. They turn toward the sun. And its face, the face of the sunflower, where all those seeds usually are, normally bulbous and beautiful, has caved in. It looks like a toothy maw of endless seeds that go down in this Fibonacci sequence of seeds that enter down into the stem of the sunflower, and it consumes you whole as you wake up in a cold sweat in the morning. And that is where we're going to end today's session.
Nice.
Always a great place to
We're
end.
ending basically the same place we ended
Yep.
last time.
You can just down the street. But that's fine. You guys have learned a heck of a lot. So
Yes.
So while we're
Yeah, we
learning a heck
did.
of a lot, let's go over those questions before you forget.
yes, let's
Yeah.
go over those questions. Those fun keeper questions that I get to ask at the end of a mystery. All right. And Evelyn, I think we are going to do MVP again, because that was fun. And I like that we do that on Sundays, and I think that we can extend that to here. So, let's ask the mystery questions, or end of session questions. Did we conclude the current mystery?
No.
No.
Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
Yes.
Ah.
Heck yeah. If you guys didn't make it
did.
to Harmon quicker than you did, Did you learn something new and important about the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say absolutely. Did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
I learned that Mary is into crystals.
Mary's into crystals? That's actually... I will accept that answer. You also saw, for the first time, Raven's reaction to Silver.
Mm-hmm.
Which was never made clear what her weakness might be as a werewolf.
Also, there's a question of the trident. Have they ever seen... I don't know.
Yeah, actually, so Chuck didn't see that trident, but that came from the last mystery, where they fought a water elemental that wielded a trident.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we learned that Adrian likes all of us
and
enjoys caring for us.
That Chuck maybe isn't as good at magic as he might think he is.
He's learning.
Chuck never said he was good at magic.
True.
In his defense,
how about this? Magic can fail sometimes.
He proved it.
Yeah. All right, so because we answered yes to 3 questions, you all mark 2 experience points.
Oh, that means I level up.
Sweet!
Nice.
And I get 1 more experience.
How many level ups have you taken so far, Evelyn?
This is my 4th one.
This will be your 4th?
Mm-hmm.
After next level up, you can take advanced level ups. Advanced improvements, which are very good. Yeah.
Was there supposed to be some place where we marked how many level ups?
Yeah, there's an experience.
Oh, how many level ups is just how many times you have selected improvements in the bottom right.
I have 3 selected, so that's my 3 level up.
Okay, okay, that's... Okay. So, I'm at 4, I guess, now?
Yeah. Sweet. Awesome. All right. Well, is anybody not leveling up?
I'm not.
So, Chandler...
I leveled up at the start.
Why don't you tell us why Mary was stream MVP for tonight's session?
I'd be happy to. Here's the thing. Mary was able to use her knowledge of pop culture to fashion a bug jar just in case. And I didn't get to use it, all things considered. But...
Probably good that you didn't get to use it.
I think it was pretty lame. But...
I wanted to see a man's chest just explode before my eyes.
Yeah. Was able to talk with this person and be equally weird with this weirdo that can't answer questions.
Yep, dance around truths.
Do that Mary thing, at least figuring out through some intense questioning that the wise wolf was somebody that was worth figuring out. Even though we didn't get an answer on it, we have another piece of that puzzle. So happy to do that. That's what I can summon for this one. I wish she had done more, but that's as much as...
I think Mary did a pretty fair amount of stuff. Went out of her way to ask questions to this person, getting out more information than maybe Raven could have gotten, because Raven's not as unique as, we'll say, Mary is. In the specific way that Mary is unique. Raven is very unique, but in a different Raven way.
Everyone's unique.
Everyone's unique. We're all just beautiful sunflowers.
I love
weird.
teeth.
Disgusting. Why should Val be stream MVP?
I think Val did some good stuff talking folks, as her skills are apt to be. Talking Harmon through not feeling super terrible as he was dealing with the chest burster. Dealt with the shelter and getting that set up to make sure that if anything happened, she could easily get a call about it, and then talking to the neighboring store, figuring out where the wise wolf had gone.
Val made some very, very good decisions this session.
Chatty.
Yeah.
That's all.
Pat, why should Adrian be stream MVP?
Just basically realizing that the situation is more dire than it appears to be in some of their other situations. Trying to get people to stay focused on target and keep the investigation moving forward instead of going down side tracks. Trying his best to make sure everybody can do what they can do the best.
Yeah. Kind of taking charge, which Adrian
And gave some good gifts.
Yeah, gave some gifts. Not to everybody.
I'm not buying MVP, though.
Unlike Cade does with his rum. Rob, why should Chuck be stream MVP?
So, Chuck not only managed to use the Bones McCoy line of, damn it, I am a wizard, not a surgeon.
Very good line.
He did it ironically while diagnosing a potential for a stroke to be induced and performing actual surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To save a life.
You haven't sent me this character's backstory yet because I didn't really feel the need for anything like that. I would love if he was just a surgeon.
A Doctor Strange situation.
Yeah, Doctor Strange situation. And then last but certainly not least, Evelyn, why should Raven be stream MVP?
Let's see. I successfully cast the anti-magic fields in the...
Yeah?
Yeah. And... let's see what else. I kind of investigated this woman who was acting weirdly because it seems like it might be interesting to follow up on, and it's actually a good thing that we know about her so that we can keep our friend who we just healed protected from her potentially.
Yeah.
And she noticed this strange fella in the forest, and that led to the weird nightmare. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, Raven did some good stuff. Raven helped out a lot. All right.
Poll's going up right now.
Poll's going up. Sweet. I don't have a giveaway this time because Chav Hunter just came in and swept up my copy of the rulebook for Monster of the Week. I hope it is soon making its way to you, beautiful sir. But what we can do while the poll is up, we tend to ask a lot of questions here on Monster of the Week. A lot of random questions. But what about questions about this stream? There is one specific question which has some overarching ideas related to it. You know, like let's say that you're just sort of sitting here watching the stream and you haven't clicked that little heart down at the bottom, that follow button.
What?
Man. All right. Well, so okay. So that's one sort of scenario, right? So let's
How
say that
much
you
you
have
want?
clicked that heart button, right? You've clicked it, right? And so you're still watching the stream, but there's a button next to that heart button that says subscribe, and you haven't clicked that one yet and done all of the other relevant requirements to successfully press that button. That's just one very unique scenario, right?
Yeah,
but this
crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Let's say you have pressed that button.
Let's say you've pressed that button, and an amount of time equal to 30 to 28 to 31 days, potentially 29, depending on the year in which we reside. You have allowed that to pass, and you haven't pressed it again if you're a Twitch sub member or other specific circumstances. We have a very specific question for you folks, and that question is, what are you doing? I love Zoom versions of that question because it just lengthens. It's a because we all have to try and get in time with each other. The latency, it's great. What are you doing? Click those buttons. Do those things.
Follows are free, people. Follows are free.
Follows are free.
And it helps Blue Box get to Twitch Partner.
Yep, we want to get to Twitch Partner this year. Thank you, everybody, for watching thus far. I know that this is a non-usual stream, but for the people that do enjoy Monster of the Week and the people that are reaching out to other folks to watch it, we're very happy that you do that. You know, a lot of work does go into this show, and we all do very much enjoy getting here and playing this game. I know it's not regular D&D, but we do D&D adjacent, and it is great fun, and I'm very, very thankful for all of the people that come and enjoy it, especially on this rather chilly Sunday afternoon, at least down here in the southeast.
Still think I should be able to kick some butt in the agency.
Well, if you ever get back to DC, you might be able to do that.
Who said the agency was in DC?
Remote butt kicking. All right, we're about to be at the end of the poll, but I think we know who's going to win. It's Val. Val is today's stream MVP. So, Cameron, why don't you go ahead and add one more XP onto your sheet for Val?
If you say so.
If you say so.
But
And
I have to.
Are we going to raid somebody, Evelyn? You think? You think we should do that?
Let's see who's
Love to
live.
see it.
'Cause I don't
Vancouver by Night is currently live.
Are they? Well, let's do that.
That's a good group.
I will go ahead and get Vancouver
by night. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, thanks for following, thanks for subbing, thanks for all the fun stuff. Next week, assuming Evelyn comes out another 7 days negative from COVID soon, you'll see during this time slot Rune Lords, where hopefully we will make it out of a pocket dimension alive. We shall see. And then Tuesday, as far as I'm aware, Evelyn, we have GHA, Book 2.
And we have, and then we have LMA.
And then LMA on Wednesday. It's going to be some good stuff, guys. Check it out. We've got great stuff coming all year round. And then Blue Box Con in May. Ooh, it's coming up. It's getting closer. We're a month away. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye, friends.
Thanks for watching.
Right now.
Blue Box is in March? I thought it was in May.
May.
I said May. Did I not?
You said it's a month away.